Alright, welcome everybody. Hi. This is fucked. Why is this subworked? Hold on. This looks screwed and I don't know why. Maybe it isn't? No, okay, it's not. Alright, very good. Anyway, I forgot my mic tonight. So, I don't have it. Which means the nature of the dialogue will be a little bit different, maybe. Like, you might not be able to hear me as well. But, if you've been watching the Seattle streams tonight, you know that it's been pretty much jumping off all night. Yo, Nikki, what's up, baby? First, yeah. So, it's been jumping off all night. And, a little bit late to this event, but nevertheless, we're here. So we'll go down, we'll see what's going on. Thanks for joining us here tonight. You'll note that the volume and everything is different again. I forgot my microphone, so hopefully you can hear me. Nikki, can you hear it okay? I don't know, so please let me know if you have a problem. Anyway, hi everybody. You can't hear it? Shit. Also, hi. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to hear it once we get there. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be like that because I forgot my external mic. I don't actually know where it is. I thought it was right here in my backpack, But didn't you were there when I was getting ready? I guess I just forgot to pack it. I don't really know how I forgot it, to be 100% honest. So, but I did. So hang on. Alright, let's flip you around so you can kind of see what's happening. Oh, one question. Okay, flip you around. Actually, before we get in there, let's just go ahead and get these gloves on real quick, Rick. Alright. That should be sufficient. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we're up here 12th and Pine. Just on the what is this, east side, I guess, of the precincts. So we're gonna go down on this south side or north side of the street, down to Kelly Anderson, and we'll see what's going on, right? So let's check it out. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. It's a pretty loud bang, so you'll probably hear a bunch of that kind of stuff this evening. There'll be flashbangs and people with backfiring cars. Lots of fireworks. Yeah, it is pretty quiet right now. Yo Bang, what's up? Thanks for following tonight. Thanks for coming in this evening, everyone. Appreciate it. Welcome to Seattle. But yeah, just, having a friendly nighttime stroll through the city, see what's going on in my reporter gear and helmet and everything, because you gotta be safe. Alright, so you can see up here, we blocked off this, so where those police officers are right there is one of the entrances to Cal Anderson Park. This is the precinct, of course, here. Charlena Lyles is a name from Seattle. So let's take a look at what's going on. It's pretty quiet up here. You can see a group of officers up here at the top of the street, doing their police officer things, kind of, being in formation. The whole street is blocked off here, police vehicles and all the rest. Got some debris in the street here, as you all seen earlier. The officers in cars, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. I'll do my best. You all should look at the name Charlena Lyles and understand that's the Seattle version of the Breonna Taylor murders. So that's what's happening here, and that's who this woman is calling out now. Alright, so there's a guy in the street just like sweeping the street clean with the sign. This guy has been out here before, he lives in the neighborhood, he does that kind of thing a bunch. So let's take a quick look around the area. A bunch of cops running up here, so I could be, hopefully they won't ask me to leave, so I guess they're coming back. These are all foot officers, none of them are on bikes as you can see. Navigating through some of the obstacles on the ground. There's one of the bike crew coming in the back. I think that's the North Bike Patrol. They have like the white markings on their helmets and everything. They're right over there. And so they've just come up from 11th over near Cal Anderson. So we're heading back over to the base, whatever, the fortress, the clubhouse, whatever. Yo, thank you for that sub. I really do appreciate it. Like, if any of you subbed or donated bits and all the rest of that kind of stuff last time and I didn't say anything, I super apologize. I really appreciate it. I try to send thank yous and all the rest once it's done, but. I mean, I came on purpose to document what's going on, so it's not probably the time to leave. This is a really good shot. You can kind of see like a shot here of the officers in the vehicle. You know, the righteous indignation of the protesters. Armed police gangs, look out. Yeah, no shit. I'm trying to look out. I mean, I'm mindful. Down here and take a look at the street here, what's going on with the police officers, so you can see some of this stuff in the street. This is some of the foam that was used as fire retardant earlier when there were some fires out here. You can see it here. And you can see the police right up the street here. Right, so the cars that we just saw earlier, that whole mass of police officers that just walked up the side here have come up in there. They're now staging right out here in the street. That's the other bike police that were here earlier. Welcome to the dark side, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to be safe, but you know, I'm also going to get up there in their grills because whatever. Freedom of the press, baby. Freedom of the press. So there's some like broken umbrellas here in the street. You can see some of the police staged here. I think we have a webcam that's actually set up right here in the back of this truck. It's just kind of randomly streaming. So that's a thing. You can see a pretty big crowd of them. You gotta be super mindful about their aggro ranges. Because, oh look, it's the walrus. He's out tonight. Here's Esteban. Esteban, I know you're here tonight. I can feel it. I sense a disturbance in the force. Oh wait. Wait a minute. So, by the way, you can see this building right over here. Many times you'll see cameras being, one of the cameras that you see a lot for Seattle is actually located in this gray building and looks down into this intersection, and so you see a lot of stuff here. There's a couple other cameras in some of these other buildings around from back when we had the CHOP here. If you remember, when the CHOP was here, right there at this intersection was the Western Barricade. That's where the police had put up their line, and the protesters every night were gathering on the other side. So this is that exact same place. This is where CHOP started. This is that exact same police station that now has, as you can't maybe tell from here, but there are 3 layers of fences and 2 layers of walls. So there's that. Hey, that's overtime. Yeah. It looks like things are pretty much calmed down for right now, you know? I'm taking a look over at this streaming rig, and as it turns out, it looks like it's just recording this intersection in the back of this truck, which is really interesting to me. Like it's just a camera that no one is manning, like right here. You know, just like right there. It's just like this camera hanging out, filming the intersection. So that's probably a thing to be mindful of, that, you know, the apparatus that the state is using the same technologies that we are. Anyway, hey, welcome to the Dark Side of the Rainbow. Appreciate it. We're gonna go take a little bit of a walk and see what's going on around the rest of the protest area. Caliente.
All of you for one person? For one fucking person. This is what fear looks like. We really wonder why we're protesting it. Fuck every single one of you. Yeah, fuck you too, bud.
Thanks for joining us here tonight, everyone. Appreciate you being here on Woke. Going to be spending tonight in Seattle. This is downtown. This is in the Chop. Thanks for being here on the Seattle Protest Network. Appreciate it. Appreciate your all support. Some interesting scenarios tonight. There's not very many people out at the moment. You've seen the protest today earlier. So tonight there's just a few people still gathered out here right now. Yet there's a very large police presence. They are, I'm not sure what they're doing over here. I guess they're asking this lady to leave in a way which necessitates a lot of police officers, I guess.
All of this, really?
I feel like that's a lot.
Charlene Miles. You got she got Manchester. You guys killed her. Shot her dead, and she called you guys for help.
They're arrested. What's your name? We got your back. You're still playing progress. We're not hurting you. You're a fucking badass. Where's your body cam, by the way?
Yeah. Well, they're not pedaling because they're going downhill. They're not electric bikes. See, look at a lot of hills. I mean, like 30 of these guys could be doing something more useful. I mean, yeah, as it turns out, there's a whole lot of unsolved crimes in Seattle.
Bring your mayor out here. Bring your mayor out here to resolve this peacefully. You don't need to beat up on
They just was funny. That shit in LA when they busted on them motherfuckers. That was funny. Look at that niggas coming down. Niggas is starting to bust on you motherfuckers. That's what it's coming to. Now that shit was funny. And then when that nigga rolled up on them and busted on them motherfuckers. That was funny. Since he wanna fucking laugh. That's funny. Cause it seemed like niggas are starting to bust on you motherfuckers. I guess what they showing you is you can be touched. You think you untouchable, but you can be touched. Remember I told you, they gonna do that to a bunch of more motherfucking police. Niggas done got tired of your shit. You see the way that bitch was holding that boy up? He couldn't even stand up. He left them motherfuckers leaking. Now that's funny. Laugh at, I hear you laughing now. Way too long. Seems like they gonna bring the war to you. I'm gonna sit back and watch it on the news. And I'm gonna laugh. That's what motherfuckers do.
Women need to stop being shot in the head when they're trying to sleep. Black people need to stop being shot. Women can
Laugh at that.
People need the resources for that.
Laugh at Compton who ran up on them motherfuckers and he let loose on them. Laugh at that.
Like, that guy has legs. He's walking around.
They let loose on the other day. Laugh at that.
That's the bone! That butt, that ass! There it is! I told you! I told you! I can feel that booty from a mile away! God damn! And so we now so the bikes have moved up the street here. So we've got a phalanx of police officers moving down the sidewalk. I don't know, you think we should go with them and see where they're going? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I'd push him out of here.
I'm nervous about that. It seems like one of those kind of deals where like maybe they lead us down the street and these bike cops like come swooping up behind. I don't know. It's a little dicey. Nevertheless, we do want to look. Maybe just not all the way down. Oh shit, y'all! Help! The march has got here. Taken to the streets, fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Right, there's a van, like right over here. So that's a little nervous to me, but and also, like I think that's all. I don't see any other, cops anywhere. So that's the thing. But dude, fucking. The street's a little bit slippery. I mean, I walked through all the fire retardants at the bottom of my boots are kind of slippery. And that one group that walked down the street behind me to my right, they're still gone, so I don't know where they went. This is a different group of of foot police. There's different folks all together. So you can see the legal observers kind of getting into a good position. Generally speaking, right, the cops will try and push past, so the legal observers try to get behind them so that they can get the names of the people who get, arrested.
That crowd is the white folks are turning on. The white folks are turning on. You ain't got them.
Breonna Taylor! I think definitely mace out. Right, they got the mace out. You see the bicycle cops up here look still pretty casual and relaxed. So it doesn't look like they're going to be rolling out just yet. But on bicycles, it's really easy to do really fast. So, yeah, this is a good de-escalation from the police, I think. I mean, I'm out here to show you what's happening. General sense, but I sure as heck don't want anyone to get hurt, especially on, where I am. Me. I don't want me to get hurt. And when cops get super angry, man, lots of people get hurt. You don't like to target the press and the streamers and the medics in particular, so I'm trying not to catch myself into a bad spot, but also, show you what's happening. Alright, so we're lining up in the streets. Friends, if you've been watching the Seattle protests, if you've been watching, especially Seattle and Portland, but Seattle and Portland for 120 days have been lining up in the streets, making a wall to confront these police on basically this street right here. Share the stream. Let people know. Contact the party and let them know what's going on. It's pretty intimidating, not gonna lie. The situation is pretty dicey. People have an opportunity to get hurt really bad here, pretty quick. Things seem fairly calm, despite the sort of aggressive positioning. You can see people here and over here.
Sidewalk, okay?
Right, so they were, I think there was an order.
Leave the area.
We heard a people here up there. They're giving an order to disperse to the crowd. You can see them all moving down here.
Not really.
And they're mostly dispersing.
Sidewalk. Forget it. Yeah, that's right. We're not gonna leave. Forget it. You're dreaming. Dream on. Dream on.
So the protest group is mostly pulled back now. They were given an order to disperse from right here. They were right here just seconds ago. They've all basically pulled back. They're all the way across now, so they have actually complied with the dispersal order in some manner, I suppose. So that's the thing.
Is that still illegal?
Yeah. I appreciate you joining the Dark Side of the Rainbow tonight. You situation is dicey, to say the least. We're the cops in a racist system. Right? No bread, protesters, no rebels. Indeed. So, it looks like they're going to supplement the line here, right? You can see them giving orders to target people down here in our protest group. As you can see, they're kind of challenging them to a dance-off, I think. So, I guess this is the police dance troupe. Jumping and dancing. The bar is playing, so that's pretty amazing. So we're going to go all the way on to the back side of everything. Conscience should win over orders, but paychecks and feeding your family win over a whole lot. But you make a lot of money here, Joe. I mean, I'll tell you. I very much would like to follow the march, but we're not going to follow that march. We're not here for that. You can see right down here at the end of this street, right here, police officers have already blocked it off. They're pulling cars up. They're going to go right up here to the front of Broadway and cut that off. Right, you can see them moving here right now, right? All right, y'all need to stop like twittering me or whatever. All right, so let's get down this way. Like, you know, there's a bunch of police cars that are just driving right down this road here and taking position over there. And they got ahead of the protest. So I don't know what they're doing. They're either pre-staging themselves in the park. So if the police, like if the bike cops from up the road come running down, then they'll already be there. So it's a dicey situation. I want to make sure we can document any kind of interactions the police have with civilians. It feels tense though. Like, hey, thank you for that stuff, I sure do appreciate it. It feels really tense out here. Like, I don't know. Just tense. Like, it's early too, so I don't know. There's an anxiousness in the air, sort of. there's like an anticipatory sense about things. I don't know how to describe it. It feels like poignant. The moment is ripe with potential, and that potential is going to change the lives of multiple people in ways that none of us can imagine or foresee. Maybe irrevocably in some cases. Thank you for joining us here. By the way, I'm braced up again, like all the knees braced up, the wrists, all the hip parts, as much tape and bandage on as possible. Broken toes are taped together, the whole 9 yards. And so it does make me wonder, all those, when everyone moved down here, right, we saw all those cars, all the police cars that were here, all drove right down over here to the backside of Cal Anderson Park. That's a road that goes over here on this side. The whole park, which is right here, is bounded by roads. So anyway, the police drove down this side, and there you go.
You're not field protesters! You're not field protesters!
You trying to threaten a black woman? Get the fuck out of here. You do not belong here.
You threatened a black
Get
woman?
out of
Don't do it. Hey, sister, watch out now.
Like, how did he get to just do that though? Like seriously, how? I don't understand. Can I just walk through the police line too? Is that like the thing?
You a bitch!
I don't understand. Is that the guy who had like the camera set up at the backside of the truck? Like the dumb camera that was just kind of sitting there? Because it feels like maybe that is that guy. But he's all leaning up against the front of the truck. I mean, I guess it's a casual kind of thing, but usually you don't lean against like people's cars unless they're yours. So I would guess that's his vehicle, and I would guess that it was that camera that's just standing there at the back of the truck filming the whole intersection. Yeah.
Right. How do you drive? How's your shoulder?
Maybe we could over on this other side and kind of push up on those cops up there on that sidewalk. Maybe we can ask them a question. Ask them why they let that guy go through. What do you think? Probably. See.
It's all good. I wouldn't have seen, as long as we're having a discourse and arguing, that's fine. The second he fucking put his hands on him, they tried to handle it civilly. Thank you.
They said Joker's a beast. That motherfucker no beast. How's he a beast? That nigga caught me a case 20 years ago. He ain't no beast.
Oh, maybe it's Joey's camera that's up there. That's possible.
Wayne. Working man.
Back up. Back. Finish ice. Hey, back up. If they can't, if no one else is good, you can't either. So back up. Hey, you out here?
Ain't nothing going on right now. They ain't doing shit.
Sorry, if I looked the way I would, I would fucking literally want to sit down.
And so it looks like, behind us to about, I don't know, about 25 meters or so to the west is 11th and, well, whatever street this is right here. And the group that was just out here earlier that was told to disperse actually went down the street a fair bit. They went down a whole block over here. Right, they went all the way down the street, and now they've gone off to the left, and so they've complied with the orders to disperse. So that's an interesting thing. And, the police are still out here just hanging out in the streets. There's still some people just standing around, as you can see, right? A few people here and there. It's early in the evening here in the Pacific Northwest. It is
Go home. Your mama just called me.
And
Your mama just called me.
we'll be out here until past midnight. If you've been out here the past few nights with any of the streamers that have been out here, thank you for supporting them. Thank you for helping them out. But, this basically goes until 2-ish or so in the morning. So I've got the battery, so we'll be able to charge the phone. We'll be able to charge the gimbal. There'll be some downtime like this again. I suspect what the bike cops are going to do now is go and try and find the group that just marched down the street. So we probably want to go with that a little bit. Anyway. You see them kind of rolling out and rolling up, and I suspect they're going to go up and around over to the right up here. Alright, and so without much ado, not much further ado, I suppose, the street is basically empty. So you've got the cops, so they're all standing right here, right, you can see them all up here now, staging, still on the outside of this police station. So when they built the walls around the police station, you might notice that right here, there's the sidewalk that runs up this part of the street, but then those bricks that they've used here to build this wall are a thing called eco blocks. And eco blocks are a combination of concrete and glass that have a special chemical in them. So when it interacts with carbon monoxide and converts it into just normal oxygen. So it helps to kind of pollute the city. So they're good things. We should build more things with eco blocks, but not walls around police stations, perhaps. Anyway, that's what they're doing. This group is hanging out here. You got, so there's that truck that was there. I'm not sure what was going on with that. I guess the person who crossed through the line is now gone, right? So that's the thing. Remember, the guy that was just out here in this fucking truck was just kind of this thing like.
No more arrests, no more report, no more flashbangs, no more tear gas. Just justice and the resources that people need. You won't have to enforce genocide anymore. You'll see a lot less fucked up shit. Mental health services,
Alright, let's take a look up here. So it looks like the cops on the bikes are going this way. So, do we want to walk with them? Maybe we should. I'm not entirely certain, to be fair. You can see a group of them leaving here. Unless these are, I think that's the protesters, maybe. Yeah, so they're here, by and large. Do you remember doing CHOP? That corner right here, so this is East Pine and 12th. So East Pine and 12th was the thing we called Speaker's Corner. And right here, every night there were speakers here in the CHOP giving speeches and talking to people and rallying people. Alright, so protesters are making it in, so we're gonna come over here and take a look at some of this fantastic wall art. They went that way. They went up the street. They went up the street. About a half a dozen bikes went up the street and are staged up there. So this is some of the artwork that was done here during the CHOP and Chaz experience. I know when we were here before, when there was a more, like established presence, we actually spent a lot of time looking at some of the artwork because it's just really amazing. Like here's one that's pretty cool. Check that one out. That's there's a clear sentiment, I think, right? I don't think it's ambiguous. I think it's really, what the artist means is communicated clearly and articulately. So that's what we would call good art, I think, in a sense. And maybe not great or classic, but see, this is pretty fucking tight right here, right? Fist bump. In the land of code, which maybe have elbows, but so be it. Alright, so we did manage to find ourselves near the front of the line. no fault of our own. So, which is good because this gives us an opportunity to be in a position to see the interaction between the state and the people in a very direct manner.
Andy, drunk as shit.
Couple cars here. So maybe I should just kind of go out in the streets while I'm going and, you know, showing you all over here this stuff.
No peace! No peace! No peace!
It's the 12 Arts Avenue building. It's a lovely building, isn't it? It'd be nice to live here. It's a happening part of the city. There's lots of clubs around and good restaurants and things like that. The people are super friendly. The community is really good. You know how it is. We're far enough away that most people are not going to be visible here. So we can take a look over there. All the things going on. They're open. Oh, they're even open. Is that glowing? It looks like it's glow in the dark stuff too. Yeah? It's fine. Hey, thanks for joining the dark side of the rainbow. Appreciate it. So, there's a well-known camera. It's right there in that window. Hello, camera. That's the one that you normally see on like Seattle Protest Network that shows this intersection. This intersection right here is Pine and 12th. This is the East Precinct of the Seattle Police Department. And it's a lovely night tonight, isn't it? Hey, can I turn you around so you can see me for a second? Is that possible? Maybe, maybe not. I got some new gloves, and it's kind of hard to operate the phone. Okay. So this is me. Hey everybody, it's my stuff tonight. So I'm out here Seattle, Washington, and Saturday night. Good. Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Hey, thank you. My friend made, this is a double, it's a massive like double layers. So it's double cloth layer and then it's got an N95 filter in the middle of it. And so it's really nice, I think. I was doing one of these streams one day and somebody told me that my mask was super gay. And that was not this mask. It was a kind of a Japanese style mask with like flowers and shit. I was like, you don't know anything. Let me ask my mask maker to make me a mask that's actually super gay. And this is what she made. So, yay. Anyway, thanks, I appreciate it. So yeah, I mentioned earlier tonight that, so I probably want to go to the other side of the street, I think. So I mentioned earlier tonight that there's, you know, like, going to be like fireworks tonight. There's going to be flashbangs. There's going to be backfires of cars and stuff, and it's in the city, right? We're downtown, so that means all that stuff is going to sound really loud. So, you know, I appreciate some of you might have some like PTSD kind of stuff happen and stuff, and I apologize. And there's not a whole heck of a lot we can do about that right now. Except I'll do my best to stay safe. I hope you all stay safe too. And you haven't missed it. Hey, Noah, how you doing? And so, you know, we'll do that. We'll wait for the police have pulled. So as the protesters went down the street to the other side, a whole phalanx of bicycle cops drove up the street here in front of me where I'm looking right now, but you're not. You're looking at me. Yeah, they drove up. There was about a dozen of them that drove up the street. So I don't know where they are. The protesters just went around the block and came around, like they were going to come behind the police here, I think. But the police were gone. And so now the protesters are just hanging out here in this corner. So there you go. I just wanted to kind of give you a touch up. I'm also welcome our new mod, Nickitude. Hey Nikki, thank you for joining and helping mod things. Mods, I really appreciate your work and your efforts. Please, everyone, don't test the mods too much. They can't do too much except for, like, you know, time you out or ban you, because when they don't have time to deal with it too in a big way, right? So just try to be mindful about that. And I'm gonna take these gloves off right next to my fucking hand. They're smelly like a fucker. Anyway, so I've got my gas mask with me. The only thing I didn't bring tonight was my external microphone. I forgot that, so the sound is a little bit different than normal, I think. Right, so outside of that, hopefully it's going to be fine. And, and as much as I hope it doesn't happen, and I really hope it doesn't happen, but, you know, cars drive through these protests, man. And, you know, I really hope nobody does that. And I really hope that nobody gets hurt. So, anyway, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for being with me. Let's flip it around and see what's going on.
They'll be out 10:30.
Stay safe. Hey, thanks for joining the Dark Side of the Rainbow. I'm going to do my best to stay safe. Like, it's not...
Y'all didn't hear that over there, 2 p.m. tomorrow, Austin Mental Park, March Against ICE. You better scream that on your phone. You got a voice, somebody scream that, bro.
You know, that's an event I won't be able to attend or anything, because I've got meetings and stuff tomorrow. God damn it, I can't believe I have to go to meetings. Oof. Meetings, man, meetings. Yeah. I'm gonna stay safe out here. So I'm gonna show you some of this artwork as the crowd moves out. The police didn't come out to join when they were here. So that's the thing. There's no police out here following it. There's normally cars or bikes, following marchers. As I mentioned to you earlier, there's about a dozen of them that came out, and then when everyone was down there, they all left and went up the street. They went up here probably 2 blocks or so. So we're gonna go ahead and follow along with the march, behind it at a respectable and safe distance. And just keep an eye on, let's go over to the right side of the road though. I kind of like walking with the cars coming, making like that instead. This is my friend's hairdressing place. So if you might recall, during Chuck, I actually spent a fair bit of time coming to this very place. Look, I'm not sponsored by this place. But anyway, I spent a fair bit of time coming to this very hairdressing salon because they had battery chargers and food and water and snacks and stuff that they were just regularly providing to protesters. It wasn't the only place by far that did that, but because my friend worked there, I tended to frequent that one instead of some of the other places that you do it. But also, this is the part where people get fucking kind of nebulous with you. This is one of our fire stations here in Seattle. You see, now we get to the tricky bit. I'm gonna hang here for a second. Hi. think what we're doing is going up to the street up here, and then coming around. The guy in the garage waved at us, I suppose, so there's that. Thanks for joining me on the nighttime stroll through the city. We'll try and catch up to the back side of it. And, you know, if they come apart on us and be like, hey, we're streaming, then I'll catch y'all later, won't I? Yeah. Oh, look. No. Pretty cool. It's trees. Justice, no peace, no racist police. No justice, no peace, oh yeah, no racist police. So we've got two groups of legal observers. Like one group here on the right. Can you really see the National Lawyers Guild? They're not the only legal observers. The ACLU's out here too. The National Lawyer Guild typically wear like lime green stuff. The ACLU is blue, which is why, by the way, oh my god, got a mask breathing. Holy shit. But that's why I had to trade in my lime green shit. People thought I was with the Lawyers Guild. That wasn't a good thing. And thank you for joining. Appreciate it, y'all. So we found those bike cops. You see them right there. You can see them. You can see just the tail end of their squad right here at the end of the road, and they're probably going to pull up down there on the road over here to the left. Also, marching with my mask off is a lot easier because, like, damn, these things are so hard to breathe. Like, I know they're hard to breathe in, but I don't mean that. I mean, it's so humid out here tonight. It's about 74% humidity. This is like fucking damp all around my face. service, baby. Legitimately. The only, the only blue things that matter in my life right now are making sure these motherfuckers stay funded. It's a lovely part of town. It really, really is. This is just super nice and lovely here. We'll just hang right over here while people get ready to go, and you know, we'll just look right over here. Just look here over this building. And look over there. You know, see that person. Hi, person. Hello, person enjoying life, doing life stuff. And so this is 12th. We were just kind of here. You know, we were just down actually a couple blocks. So. Alright, look, the space is available, dine-in takeout. So, you know, this thing. It's so early. It's so early. Alright, hold on for a second. God damn, y'all. It's fucking early as shit. And, I didn't have a lot of food to eat, I guess. Fuck, man. I'm a little bit sweatier than I thought I would be. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate it. If you are a new person here to the dark side of the rainbow, you know, I do basically am out here in the streets most of the time, but when I'm in the studio, you know, my apartment, I'm happy to have different kind of conversations than we can do out here in the streets, right? Like out in the streets, my ability to have an actual conversation is pretty fucking limited. So if you want to have a real conversation with me, join my Discord. You can find the link below, and you can message me or some shit like that. Outside of that, just the normal chit chat, don't you know? So we got our fucking helmet, we got our thing. No. We're back down to where I think the police will be waiting for us. Oh, look. Bougie. The bougies. Hey friends, comrades, colleagues. I just want you to know that like it's still really early tonight, and as a consequence of it being really early and being where we are, there are a lot of people just like tooling around back and forth from like clubs and shit. Like that is absolutely what is going on. And so it's a very interesting dynamic, and the energy is very different than it has been the past few times, which generally speaking, the protests have been at night, right? Like much later. So, and not on the weekends per se. So, you know, we haven't seen as many people like jumping from bar to bar like we are tonight, you know. Anyway. Alright, so let me flip you back around as we're about to get to the police station area. Okay, here we go. Quick like bunnies. There you go, thanks for that subscription, I sure fucking like it. Look up, yeah, I just did. I got that shit snapped on tight, y'all. This ain't the movies. You should buckle your helmet if you're wearing one. You feel me? I know sometimes the movies don't make it seem that way. You should wear that shit. the case, then I need to get a different base layer. I need a merino wool base layer. Fam, if y'all know any merino wools, please ask them to DM me, yeah, and let me know if they're available for dating. Alright, also, here's the thing, comrades, colleagues, we've been streaming for about an hour and 10 minutes. So, I could put you off, I could take you off the gable for a moment and put you on the charger. We don't need to, right? Like, it's not, like that's not necessary at the moment. I don't need to put you on, you don't need to be charged. But, if we do it now, you know, all things are a little slow, then, perhaps, you know, when things pick up, I won't have to put you on the charger, you know, like at the most inopportune time. But it's only 22:15, so I imagine we're out here for another 4 hours. My phone keeps the charge for about 3 hours and, oh, I don't know, fucking 15 minutes, give or take, depending on what I'm doing with it. But, well, streaming at me. But, outside of that. But we're walking. So since we're walking, we walk with, right? When the group moves, we move. Let's move. Comrades, off we go. What are you doing?
Better than a lot of folks these days, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm most happy to see you.
Thank you. You're walking downhill. It's not my favorite activity right now. I'm just like a fucking sore bit on my knee.
Yeah, he was a new one. Good to see you now. Are you coming down?
We did a nice little walk about the city, get our cardio up, you know. You ready for the night? It's warm, it's cool out, so you know, you want to stay warm. Get your heartbeat up, that sort of thing. Let's do it. So there's a bunch of debris and stuff here on the ground. So this was well, if you saw earlier, there was a couple of you know, garbage cans and things out here. So you can see some of this debris here on the ground. The wet kind of like discoloration on the surface of the pavement is this shit right here. It's this fire retardant chemical. Now, if you were watching the stream earlier, this stuff looked more like snow, right? This like foamy stuff right here, and it was spread all over this entire intersection right here, all the way across from one side to the other. You can kind of see like the bits of charred stuff here on the ground, right? Like some of these some of this stuff here, and you can see right out here. This is mostly where, like this right here, right on this intersection where we're standing right now, is what was called the Western Barricade. And the Western Barricade is where the police and the protesters stood off for night after night during the beginning of the George Floyd Rebellion here in Seattle on May 25th, until of course the CHOP got formed, which was when the police, right from this very line, right, they were leaving these concrete like Jersey wall things, right, and they just pulled back and left them. And so that became basically the wall to protect the protesters inside here from traffic. Now, as you know, since we've been having the protests and the rebellion and, you know, and all the rest of that stuff here in Seattle and around the country, since May 25th, there's been, by my count alone, 73 vehicles that have driven through protesters. That's a lot. It's a lot. And that makes me nervous because it is hard to account for that. It's hard to deal for that. It's hard to take that into like your planning because you really don't actually think like people are going to do that shit, you know, but they do. Like I honestly, for real, just thought most of those people were talking bullshit. You know, you've seen them online talking about like, oh, you know, if I saw protesters in the road or something, like I'd drive through them or whatever. I always thought that crap was just like, you know, big talk and not real. But that's not the case. People do it continually and constantly. So we're here, this is the neighborhood that we're in on Capitol. So we're on a place called Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill in Seattle is basically the neighborhood, you know how like the cities, you know, pander to the queer, so like rainbow capitalism. So you've got like shit like this, right? You paint the sidewalks with a rainbow. You hang fucking rainbow flags outside your fucking noodle shop, you know, standard rainbow capitalist neoliberal bullshit. Anyway, Seattle is full of that. On some level, like if you're from a very small town and you're a queer person, like it can be pretty cool because you've never seen it like in public or whatever. But outside of that, like it isn't. It's pretty bougie and it sucks, frankly, to have, you know, the aspect of you which is important be used to sell shit to you. Anyway, so we're gonna hang out over here for just a minute, I think, and I think what we're gonna do, I don't want to sit like right on the sidewalk here because like actual cars and crap could come by, but like the protest group that was here, as you can see, sort of melted away. Yeah, we're gonna go off and do their march again. They'll be back. So what we can do is we can just come right up over here and we can post up for a second, and I can, you know, tell you a little bit about this tree. Look at this tree. Look, by the way, I'm gonna do this for a second. Since there's nothing really else going on over here at this intersection for right now. If you might remember, let me take you back in the Wayback Machine. All right, back to June, what was it, 13th or so? All right, so I'm out here. I'm out here one night, right? I'm showing you the artwork. The Chaz has just been formed. People are out here creating this art on this very wall, right? And I'm pointing at you, know, like, yeah, dude, check that out. This shit is so cool. This shit is so cool. All right, then right over here, a group of cars pulls up with people who are fucking 4chaners. Right? Like, Noble can tell you all about this. Holy shit, it was crazy. Anyway, so they pull up right here. I'm standing like right here like this. Going, you know, saying whatever bullshit I say. Like, look at this fucking art, and, you know, that's so cool. You know, whatever. And that's when, like, the guy hits me, grabs the gimbal, grabs the phone, and takes off running, throws the fucking phone on the ground, and smashes it and runs away. Anyway, it was right here. Dude, that was months ago. It feels good to be standing right back here where that kind of shit happened. In retrospect, it was a pretty unsafe thing for me to do, to chase them. I chased them all down here. We went down that street there. We went fucking around it on to the main street. And eventually people caught him and shit, but, you know, he got away again. Got back to the cars and they took off, but nonetheless, that was pretty intense. It was only later pointed out to me that if someone wanted to like get people out of the Chaz and get them alone in a way, that'd be a pretty easy way to do it. I was like, oh, huh, I guess you're right about that. I didn't think about it. So, this is it. I mean, there's not, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your point of view, there's not much going on right now. The police have pulled back. The protesters have mostly marched on, you know, to somewhere else down the streets. So I'm not sure what to do at this juncture. I think maybe what I want to do, like if this tacos place were open, I would get a taco or two because I'm kind of hungry. But it's not open, so, you know, I'm not sure what to do here. But we'll move on over to the side. move into a bit of a better position because I think it could be mistaken. But I think the next time there'll be assembling will be coming up out of the park here. And so we can just kind of be watching as the cops shadow it and come along with it. Whew. It's a nice coat. I don't want to necessarily put like my camera on it, but this is a pretty good place to post up. You know, just kind of have it sit here for a minute. Awesome. My legs are so sore from when we were out here last time. Like, you know, if y'all recall, like they had us running up and down the fucking hill a lot, right? Like, so like Seattle has a bunch of hills, and if you watched, like as we were doing our thing, right, we were marching up the street, and then the bikes got in front of us and cut us off like that. And as they cut us off, it forced us to go up a hill. Like, and it's one of the worst hills in this whole city. There's several which are really bad, like to walk on. That's one of them. Holy Christ. Anyway, they force marched us up that stupid thing. Move, move, move with your bikes. And if you slow down, they hit you with the bikes. And you know, I definitely slowed down. I got hit with the bikes. But then I was just like, whatever. So we're just gonna kind of, you know, stand over here for a minute, kind of doing our thing.
Yep. I'm getting ready to go, man.
I'm not sure that, you know, anything else is going to be going on. So if something does, maybe we can start streaming again. But maybe not. I'm not sure. If y'all want to hang out, we can. I think, like, I'd like to go over there, but I don't necessarily want to take you with me. You see. Like, there's a thing I want to do, but I'm not sure I should do it with you on the camera. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, I'm just always wary about the cars, man. Like, especially like, I don't know, like I've seen just regular cars and trucks and stuff like that driving through people. So it's not like I'm just like, oh no, it's a truck or something. But I do tend to, I think, be a bit more wary when I see like a truck or an SUV, as opposed to like a normal car or some shit. But the fucking cops, when they drove the cars through us, were just driving normal cars. They didn't drive like their SUVs or anything. It was actually an off-duty cop driving her personal vehicle and drove it through us. So it fucking sucked. But you know, it's fucking what they do. And it's a really difficult thing because, man, you know, I don't know what I used to think. I used to think like if a car was driving at me, like maybe I could like, you know, like jump in the air or something and like get my legs up higher than the bumper or something like that, you know, and maybe like roll with it or something. Man, that seemed like an unrealistic kind of thing. So I don't know. Let's try to avoid it shit now, right? Like, holy Christ, man. So I want to walk up here and take a look at the police station again for just a second. So you're going to walk with me. Thanks for being here tonight. My friend made these masks for me. Super fun. Double ply cloth with an N95 layer. So you should be safe from me. I know they don't protect me from you, but that's what you wear your mask for. Yeah. Let me switch you around so we can go take a front look at things. We're gonna go like take a look at the inside of this police station. Right over here. Okay? And then I'm gonna go look at something else. There's a couple other things I want to go check out real quick. Something which is odd to me, but you'll tell me what you think. Alright. So check it out. Here we are at the vomitorium of the police station. Right? Right here is a truck. And right here is a car. Okay? In and of themselves, not noticeable per se, except that you'll note there's no other vehicles parked on this part of the street, like right out here, right? Like right in front of the police station. Okay. So look at this. Did you see this truck? Check this out. This truck has static gear on it, like recording and streaming up here, right? It's just sitting on it. There's no one in the truck. And then it's got this gear right here, just recording and streaming this intersection. Okay, so that's interesting. Something is happening here. So I guess that's the this. God damn, it's something smells right over here. Must be up in this fucking garbage can or some shit. You know, it looks like this garbage can is where some of the debris from the fires from earlier was put out. Anyway, like I think this is unusual, fam. Like this truck and stuff just like streaming, like constantly, right there. Like what's up with that? Do any of y'all? Is this streaming someplace? Can y'all find it somewhere? Like whose stream rig is this? Who are you, stream person? Like, there's like a battery just attached to. There's an external battery just attached to it. So it's just set it to be out here all night long. It seems weird to me. It's a little bit odd, you know? Just a little bit odd to me. Oh, so weird. Oh man. Alright, so let's go take a look over here real quick. We're gonna walk over towards Broadway. And see what we see. I don't suspect we'll see much, to be fair. I don't really see anyone else moving around, so yay. How about we just hang out here for a minute? I can put you on this fucking charger like I was going to before, but then didn't. Where's a good place conveniently for my butt? Oh, right here. Okay, let me flip you around for a second again, a minute. Holy shit, okay. It's Chop Gallery on Facebook. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Are the cops not taking it out? There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on, man. Like, I mean, yeah, like, I guess if someone touches, but the truck, you wouldn't see it, because, like, the cameras are pointing other places. They're not, like, facing, like, where someone would, like, fuck with the truck or something. Okay. So I'm going to do two things. While you are with me over here on the it's awful close to the cops. I mean, yeah, it is, actually. Yeah. Alright, so let me charge this fucking gimbal. Let me charge this phone for a minute. Right? Bloody hell. Righto. It's such a pain in the ass to have to take this thing off to charge it. Like, it really, really is. I need a completely new one, but fucking hell. Oh, my lord. Just get those Nutri-Green bars. Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong about that. I could definitely use a Nutri-Green bar or snack or something at the moment. That's absolutely the case. You know, here's the fact of the matter is, friends, they will be exactly right back in this place shortly. So we'll just hang out for just a moment. So let me get you over here on my charger. Where's the camera? Where's the fucking camera on this thing? Is it like, where is it? Where are you, camera? Oh shit, you're right there. Alright, camera. Ah. Okay. How can I do this? I can do it. It's possible. This is a thing we can do. Okay, sure. Why not? Sure. It's all the normal. I'm normal. The normalist. Okay, hold on. Hold on just one moment. Okay. That, where are we here? 62%. So that's not a bad time to put you on the charger, that's for sure. You know, Goofy is cool. Like, basically, you know, my mods are in a tough spot in a lot of ways because normally in my streams, I don't let him mod anybody. They're just like mods for show. Normally it's just me that mods people. But when I'm out here, like, I really can't do it in an effective manner, right? So I really trust my mods a lot, and I give them a bunch of, you know, credit, and I trust them greatly. And also, realize this: if you actually get banned from a channel, not timed out, but actually banned, you can't see the channel. That's how you know you're not banned. If you can still see it, you're just timed out, you're not banned. But if you lose the ability to see it all together, that's an actual ban. And so try not to do that. Like, there's a few terms of service things that you have to comply with, but you know, if you can do that, you probably just hang out here for a while. If you wanna. I haven't rehydrated in a while. No, I haven't. That is a mistake, obviously, on my part. But I will tell you two things. Two important facts about that. Number one, I'm wearing a Camelback backpack. So if you know, Camelback backpacks can have water, like, bladders in them that you can, you know, do. But the other salient and important fact to know about me is that it did not bring the water. So, yeah. Oh. No, this goes to my lap. Me and my fucking vest. Like this. I think you're on the charger still, getting charged. right? Yeah. So the gimbal is getting charged. Last time we were out here, what I noticed was the gimbal kind of ran out of charge and started doing that weird thing where it couldn't keep the phone steady. So let's snap the buckle on the helmet at least, and take a quick walk around over here and see what we see. Right? And mind you, everything is fine in my charge. You're 60%, so it's all good. I'm just preemptively charging you before things get going again here. Alright, so let's check this out. So, this is some of the foam and shit that was there. Here's some of the nightly used. So this is going to be used again. You see this thing right here? A little shopping cart with a pallet apparently like zip tied to it. So first off, that's pretty clever. But it's still here, so it's probably just going to be used again. Now you can see what's set on fire here. Anyway, so this is, I guess, a brewery or a bar or something that looks to be closed. It's been closed for a bit. You can see some writing on here. Mike Sloan is a B word. So Mike Sloan, hey, who is Mike Sloan, you might wonder. So Mike Sloan is the chief of the police union. Chief of the union? Head of the union? I don't know. But he's the person who gives the police their orders here. I don't know. It's weird to understand like the power of the unions in these kind of things, but police unions have a lot of power. Anyway, so you might remember this very street. We were here a lot during the Chop and Chaz experience. I'll say her name. Right, there was this right here. So these windows were boarded up, okay? And like all these windows were boarded over with plywood. And right here was where the George Floyd Memorial was. So you can actually see that on the Facebook. I mean, on the Facebook, on the stupid Twitter account and stuff like that. Anyway, so you can see that there. We took some pretty good photos of it. There was a lot of people here. It was really significant. We're just kind of, you know, wandering through the city here a little bit. There was a part of the city I wanted to go to a little bit earlier, you know, like maybe where the protest was earlier today. Just kind of walk through and take a look, you know, at what was going on down there, which we can totally do. I just wonder if we're going to have enough time. Let me. All right, so it's like 22:40 right now. We have, I think, until about 11:30 to be back up here in order to, you know, see what's going to be happening. So, I don't know. If you want to take a walk down there, we can. The night sky, yay. Probably handing out snacks at the park. So if they're handing out snacks at the park, I would definitely be over there to give me some snackage. But I want to go over here to the end of the street real quick. Give you, just to look, I want to put this in perspective, okay? Like we've been seeing, you know, this stuff going on, but mind you, like the narrative is that all of Seattle is like, you know, rioting and it's under attack and all this kind of stuff, but that is not the case. You can see here, you know, plenty of stuff. There's people just wandering the streets, going from bars and clubs and things like that, which are, you know, basically open now here in Seattle, with masks and, you know, like social distancing restrictions and things like that, but they're open. And people are just doing their normal-ish I guess, normal for COVID Saturday night. Like, I grant you that that's kind of a different experience now. Saturday nights are not the same because of COVID, but nevertheless. But I just want to show you, like, the rest of the city isn't the same kind of narrative which is being played out in Portland, which is to say, oh, the whole city is under attack or something. And that is not the case. It's, a small area where the demonstrations take place, and most of the city, like, is by and large even unaware it's going on, like, which is a pretty interesting and surprising factor to run into. But, I'm happy that you're here with me on the dark side of the rainbow as we go down and check out Seattle. Maybe we can go check out the street band and stuff like that. I'm not sure what's going on. But I don't want to check it out too much because then we'll get caught over there. You know how it is. But look, there's just like people out here on the streets playing music and stuff like that. So, whatever narratives you have, whatever story you have in your head about what's going on, it's a nuanced experience here. It isn't one way or the other. It's complicated, fam. It's complicated. Anyway, that's numerous. I like it a lot. It's a weird club though. Like, it's like a lot of clubs that are mostly music venues. It's just mostly floors and without a lot of space to sit or anything. Am I still playing music? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I'm a lot better than I was at the guitar, but I'm still really, struggling because of the injuries to my hand from the cops. Nevertheless, I enjoy it, so, I'm at a point now where it makes the sounds I like, so I guess it's pretty good. And the drum practice is going pretty fine. And, harmonica's always easy and good, so there's that. But yeah, I'm still doing music. I actually connected with a friend of mine. I'm down in Portland, who, might want to hang out and actually, like, jam. Like, I've got, like an amp and a guitar and drums, and I can bring all my shit. And she's got, like, guitar and a bass and everything. I'm just like, hey, maybe we could jam. She's like, jam, maybe we could jam. I'm like, oh shit, maybe we could jam. And she's like, oh shit, maybe we could jam. I'm like, no. That's too much jamming. So, alright, let me turn you around for a quick second, alright? So right up here is where the Seattle Central College is, which you've probably seen night after night after night as we've been doing stuff. And we have a lot of rallies that gather up there around 7 o'clock at night, give or take. So as you know, there's 3 events in Seattle per day. We have a morning march, afternoon picket, which is, from like 11 to 1 outside of City Hall, and then an evening march, which is, ostensibly what we're at now. People are just, like, I didn't film it or anything because, but, like, we're not in the protest. There's no one here protesting per se. Yet there's people just randomly wandering around, like, fucking tagging shit. So, like, I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, so this is the corner of Pine and Broadway. This is, so, like, it's the main strip, if you will, for this part of town. Goes all the way, so you can see, like, these train tracks right here. So Seattle has a light rail system, and that moves, it's kind of newish, still not well funded, but something. It's getting better and better each year here for public transport, but our city grows really fast compared to the rate in which we acquire new public transportation. So, we're always kind of behind the game. And this is basically where we are now. So right here, this is the corner of Pine and Broadway. This is the Blake Art Material Store. Right down there is where we were. Right down there at that, at the end, you see those like yellow things in the road here? That's where the Black Lives Matter mural used to be, but is no longer, because, so when they applied a sealant to the mural, and when they applied a sealant to the mural, it turned out, wrong kind of sealant. So rather than waterproofing and weatherproofing and protecting it, it caused the paint to degrade faster. Now you might think, Dahlia, why would they do that? They said they were going to protect it. Aha! Maybe that was just a clever ruse, you see. Maybe it was a clever ruse and they weren't going to protect it. This is what I think. Anyway, walk over to the park area, take this mask down a little bit. Holy shit. Couple of things, fam. It's hot and cold at the same time because it's so humid. Oh my lord. It's like 75% humidity right now, I think. So everything feels really damp. You know, it just feels really damp. Even though it's not raining at the moment or anything, it just feels very much that way. And that's an experience of the Pacific Northwest, which is extraordinarily common. Which is why people here often wear wool. Why my happy ass needs some. Dude, I think I smell Nag Champa. I don't know, maybe let's hop up onto the field for just a second and see what we can see up here. I'm gonna tie this, hold on.
You got a beer, Mr. Sussman?
I'd love one. Thank you.
Hope you like IPAs.
I do. Thank you so much.
Good one.
Me too. Alright, so this is a convenient time to do this. I need to retie the back of my mask. And we just got a beer. So what we need to do is drink the beer, obviously. It's an IPA. It's an IPA. Alright, so look, here's the thing. Normally I would never get involved with an IPA. I don't do that. But like somebody much smarter than me once said, never turn down free beer. So I'm not turning it down, free beer. If I gotta buy it, it's one thing. If it's free, what you got, baby? What you got? So what we have is this. Here's what we got. This not sponsored by this Elysian IPA. So yeah. Oh my god. Good thing we brought a multi-tool because the stupid beer didn't open properly. Because of course it didn't. Why would it? Why would it? Boom. Cheers, fam. Refreshing. A little protest ale. That's good times. Holy shit. I haven't had an IPA. I don't know if y'all like IPAs or anything, but I haven't had one in a really long time. And I remember why. It's not bad for an IPA, but I mean, it's actually, actually it's pretty delicious. But I don't know, I have like a mental block about IPAs or something. I'm not a British sailor. Why do I need beer made for India? But I tell you what, how about we go take a rest right over here? There's like a seat we can have. Maybe just kind of sit here and drink a beer. I suspect that I'm not actually allowed to drink this in public like that. Like if I had to guess, right? So I think maybe like the smart play is to wrap it in a fucking piece of cloth. So hold on. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, man. I don't know the laws, but I feel like this is better than how it was. Like it's covered. It's not like maybe necessarily just like open container carrying. Right, that's what that is. That's what this is. Good thing this is a soda. You know what? There's a nice bench we can sit on. See, right over here. The baseball diamond. But so we've been charging for about 20 minutes, I think. So we've been walking around and I've been bullshitting. So that's good. Yeah, we'll just go sit here and like fucking have a drink. Also, so just so you know, I have my my broken toe is taped up, so it's taped to another toe, so it's good to go. It shouldn't bother me too much tonight at all. Broken knee, a little bit different. That one is hurting tonight. It actually was hurting before I left. It was just super sore from last time we were out. Anyway. If I'm really quiet, I don't know where the mic is. Where's the mic on this? Without my external mic plugged in, I have no idea where the microphone is. I don't know if you hear me well, but you know, if I'm kind of quiet, I hear a fair bit of people around me, but I don't hear any of the protesters. And I'm not particularly like keen to go and like hunt for them. Because almost always they end up right back here. Like I end up walking through the whole city for hours, which is okay, except that, you know, like it's good to be there when the police interact with them, absolutely. But a lot of times they don't want us there. And so, you know, it's nice to be respectful of their wishes about what they want as well. So, yeah, it's nice to be quiet, isn't it? Is there smoke coming off my face hole? It looks like there is, maybe a little bit, but anyway. And it's still early. Like I know, for me, like the past month or two, the events that we've been doing have typically, like we started gathering around 6 p.m. or so, and so, you know, that means like 7, and that means things actually start around 8. But today, like, things were starting around 4. It's like 4 hours early. What the hell? Anyway, thanks for being here with me, everybody. Appreciate it. I know it's pretty low-key right now. Pretty chill at the moment. Hopefully it'll stay with this way for a little bit longer. Finish this beer, get these phones charged up, right? Could just kind of hang out here for a minute. You know, I'm a little wary to go like too far away, just like from the main space, because I don't have a quick way of moving around. So if something starts kicking off here, I don't want to be too far away from it. But anyway, so look, hey, check this out. This is my helmet. Right, it's cool. Got this like thing on it here. It's got these things here. Those things are vent covers because I figured I should put them in since I thought we were going to be getting gas tonight, and I didn't want gas coming into the top of the helmet. Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Dark Side of the Rainbow. I appreciate it. Am I with the protesters anymore? So not at the moment. Yeah, the protesters are taking a break. Basically, they've been out since 4 o'clock this afternoon. And, that's a long time. I got out around 8 o'clock this evening or so. About 8:30 perhaps. So they're just taking a break right now. And they'll be back out here standing on the street in a moment. The weird thing about tonight, okay, was like, here's how I knew. This is how I knew they would be back out tonight. Because when they were told to go stand on the sidewalk to protest, they did. Normally, when it's like okay, we're out here for the night, like we're out here to protest now, we don't go. Like when they're like, go to the sidewalk, they're just like, fuck you, don't leave. But a little bit ago, they just walked over to the sidewalk and stood there and kept yelling. They even confronted the police just on the sidewalk, which was really an interesting experience to watch. Hey, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Welcome to the Dark Side of the Rainbow. Oh my gosh. So I'll try to put you back on the gimbal in about, I'm just finish the beer, I suppose. I mean the donated soft beverage. You haven't had booze in 5 years, but I just took a fat, big gulp of sorbet. Sherbet for me? Nice, okay. Also, holy shit, y'all. I need to upgrade some of my outer gear. I haven't, see, the thing is, the Pacific Northwest is really different being outdoors in than like where I was normally. So before I moved to the Pacific Northwest, I was in the Mid-Atlantic region, so like Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C. And it's not very, it's humid, but not humid like this. Like I'm living right on the ocean. And it's like being in the water. Fucking hell, but it's cold. It's a really weird kind of humidity here. I don't know what to say. Am I heading to the Space Needle? A lot of protesters are there. I could. I wasn't planning on heading to the Space Needle, but like it wouldn't take me terribly long to get there, I don't think. It'd take a while to walk there. Walking there from here probably take an hour, give or take. Maybe not quite that long. I might not be estimating the distances correctly because there's a lot of downhills. Walking back is a super pain in the ass. I mean, holy shit. So there's that. So I'm not sure. I was mostly just hoping that they would sort of come back over this way. But West Precinct might actually be a place things are happening as well. So, should I walk over to the West Precinct? By way of reference, the precinct which is here, which is just over that way, is the East Precinct. So the West Precinct is about a mile and a half from here. Take about 30 minutes to walk to it, I think. And it's about how long it takes to protest. We might be able to cover that distance a little bit faster, but I'm not sure if anyone's there, so I don't know. I don't want to necessarily go there because this is just surrounded by a fucking wall like this one over here is. I don't think it's the same amount of fencing around it. I don't think it's triple layers of fence, but it is a wall of bricks and shit that they built all the way around it. So, yeah, so yeah, I'm at Capitol right now. Yeah, this train is very nice and mellow. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of it's a longish walk, so. Alright, so I did finish the pale ale, so that was pretty good. Thank you, person. Hey, if you're the person who did donate the beer, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It was quite good. It was well received. You know, calories as you walk around are pretty good. I mean, carbohydrate calories, sure, and a little beer, so a little alcohol, but nevertheless, it was nice. And I appreciate it. If anyone else, if you find me, if you see me and you know me on the street, you can donate a snack. It'll be fine. But let me get my mask on properly, I think. And let's see what we can do from here. I also kind of feel like I want to maybe like pull my balaclava up a bit because it's a little chilly now.
If you don't trust me, you have to walk over there.
I don't know, maybe not though. Might be okay with it with just a helmet on. But you know, it's getting chillier, that's for damn sure. Alright. Ah! Why is this like loose in the back? Yo, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to Dark Side of the Rainbow. Ugh. Okay, yay! Okay, back we are. So it's possible we could go over to the Space Needle, but the Space Needle is like, that's driving. We've got to drive to that. That's where I am here. But again, I just don't think it's going to stay there for that long. There's no, I don't think the protest group from here went over to the Space Needle. I mean, I could be wrong, but that seems like a pretty long, like, walk for them. Don't y'all think? I think so. Also, right here, right there, right there. It's where my knee hit the ground in a very unpleasant manner. To get tackled by the local constabulary. Alright, so let's see what's going on over here. Nothing, I don't think. Anyway, I don't know what else to they could do except show you what's happening. It's pretty low key, I suspect. There's no police over here right now that I can see. So I'll show you where we're going to be in just a second. This is the here's the community center. This is actually a community center. I know this is going to be surprising to you because if you've been in Seattle for any length of time, you may not know that they have one of these, but they do. Alright, so this thing right here, this building, We're gonna walk around these bushes and I'll show it to you. I also have to pull this mask down. It's fucking so hot. Alright, so this building right here, this is a community center. This is a thing which is supposed to be open for the public. This was built and designed with a kitchen in it, which is right here. So they could cook food and serve it to houseless people who are here. As you can see, there are a lot of tents here. This is where the people were camped during CHOP. Remember that? This is where the garden was. Remember that? Well, it's still here. So that's the thing that happened, right? Like, they kicked out the people, by and large. Not 100%, obviously, but in a large sense they did. But they left the garden. They left, you know, like these sort of throwaway tributes to the people, or these nods to the situation that had existed. And then, you know, basically just ran roughshod over the entire thing, the memory of it all, and everything that was going on with it. And at no point has any of these, has the city gone on and you know, really preserved this stuff. This is being maintained by people. The city, like, you know, says, oh, we've preserved your memorial garden or something. And that isn't what happened. They simply didn't take it down, and they let us preserve it. We did it for ourselves. But anyway, so this is the center. There's two buildings here. Right, one of them is the kitchen. One of them is like a bathroom place with showers and all the rest of that kind of stuff like that. Completely shut down. All right, so the people can't use it. And there's another one right over here with bathrooms and all the rest that are also shut down, as you can see, right? So people can't use that. This building over here, this gray, like concrete, you know, the one with all the bricks and all this shit on it, which we've been around multiple times. Also, is this is a public bathroom as well, and it's shut down too. So, what you have here, right, is a bunch of people and a bunch of stuff going on in a public space where the city has purposefully shut down the public bathrooms. And in so doing, by shutting down the public bathrooms, the city itself creates an ongoing and continuing public health crisis, because they don't provide a means for the citizens to safely, cleanly, and effectively, you know, take care of the basics of life, y'all. Everyone has to piss. Everyone has to shit. Alright, let me take you off this charger for a second. Take you off the charger for a second. Big hard show at the big tower. Where's that? That's the big tower. Well, you're wearing 90%, so yeah, it helps definitely can come off the charger. Alright, what's the big tower? Is that Space Needle? Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the dark side of the rainbow. Appreciate it. Yeah, with broken up body and shit. It's all about, I mean, it's all about, you know, tape and braces. Tape and braces. Whew, who knew? Who knew it would be like that? Holy shit. Alright, let me see if I can get you on this gimbal again. Nice and situated. Alright. Oh shit. Okay. And then gimbal on. Oh shit, gimbaled. Alright, hold up. Hold up, comrades. Let me put you over here for a second. Bang! my hands have gotten chilly. So let's put the gloves back on. Alright, yay! Okay, yay, off we go. So we'll walk around to the north side of the park here for just a minute and take a look. There's a, seems like an aid station or whatever. Maybe I can go and talk to them. Oh, wait a minute. Before we even get going, I see I've forgotten the most delicate but equally strange step of this entire process, which is to say this step. Now, hold on. Sorry. Hold on, excuse me, pardon me. Sorry, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry, pardon me. Okay. Whew. There we are. Hey, okay. So there we are. Welcome back. Welcome to me, welcome to you. Welcome to us all. Thanks for joining me on the dark side of the rainbow. Here we are in Seattle, Saturday night in Cal Anderson Park. Can I switch the camera around? Switch. Turn. Oh my lord, these gloves though. Like turn, camera, turn. Okay. So here we are in the north side of Cal Anderson. Well, not exactly the north side yet, but we're on the west side. We're heading north. If you recall from a little bit earlier tonight, this is the road that all those police cars came driving up really fast when the protesters started walking away. They went right up there. As I mentioned, the whole park is bounded by roads. Look, there's no one around me. I can breathe without a mask on. I can be outside. Holy shit! This smells like air. It smells like the outside. What the hell? It's pretty legit, to be fair, fam. Okay, so here we are. And by the way, if you were here a little bit earlier in the stream, you may have heard tomorrow. Yo. Look at that. I don't know where you live in the United States, but honestly, watching planes fly over the city that low is super strange to me now. Ever since 9/11, of course, you know, most cities prohibit like flights over the city like that. So it's interesting. And we have 3 airports in Seattle. Boeing itself has 2. And then of course we have SeaTac, which is Seattle Tacoma, like International or whatever. But you know, so that's how that is. Alright, so we're basically on the north side now of Cal Anderson Park. You might recall the last time we were kind of like up on this side of it was when they had put up all that police tape and closed off the back side of this park. And when they closed it off, they declared like no one was allowed to be here, and all these people in the tents weren't allowed to be here. You know how it is. I gotta get this actually in the right place. Hold on, we gotta do for realsies. Mask wearing, god damn it. What's the point in wearing it if it's not gonna be, at least now that I'm around people, that is. People are getting close to me. God, Oh, I smell this super dank. Okay. Locked and secured in the helmet. We are ready to go. Got our mask on. Everything is good to go. We're as protected as it can be. All I really want to do is hit that joint, get somebody who's smoking because it smells amazing. Alright, so let's get back to where we were in our narrative. We're here on the north side of Cal Anderson Park, with the former center of the Chaz Chop protest zone here in Seattle, Washington. Like, there's been a lot of narratives, there's been a lot of stories about what's been going on in places like this, Portland, other cities, and it's important to understand that these stories are not static, right? They're changing, they're moving. They are, in a sense, these protests are, they're not living beings, of course, but they are not static entities. They change, they grow, the desires, the interests of the participants change and shift as they continue to do these things. So we're just here to take a look at it, see what we can see, and document what we can document. I don't ever pretend about being fucking neutral or unbiased or something. So, if you want like some sort of neutral, unbiased thing or whatever, that's not me. And don't be salty if I don't give you neutral and unbiased. That's not my deal, right? I give you totally biased, totally perspectived, and I have a slant, I have a bias, I have a perspective, and so that's what I do. So this is the north side, and you can see, basically, like, there's nothing here. Everything is fine. There's no issues going on. We're gonna walk all the way around the edge of the park, and we're gonna come down now, like the east side, which often is where there's a lot of protests. There's often a lot of conflict back and forth on the east side of that street. So it's gonna be a good thing to see. That you'll see, it's just a normal, quiet park here in the city. Look at this. Look how lovely this is. Look how nice this is. Doesn't it look fantastic? Cal Anderson Park. So quiet. So lovely. For sure, the guy the park is named after. Real piece of shit. But the park itself is nice. I'll note, okay, you see all those lights that are on right here? All these lights? Well, several nights ago, all of these lights were off. The city had turned them off. And of course, we gathered here in this park while the lights were off. The next night, they turned the lights on, and they're now on all the time. Huh, go figure. Good times. So much shit, yo. Like, every one of these corners is just so significant for me for this past year. This one right here, all right? We were having a real big tussle right in this very corner, okay? All the police that come down this street right here, they pushed the protesters back. They're like, go past this road. The protesters weren't. We were walking up and down the streets. This is when I kind of came out and confronted them. But anyway, we're standing right here. And dude, do you know what's so fucking weird about this shit? All right, look, we're having this big fucking confrontation with the police right on this road. And right there, right sitting on that thing, is this guy with like a fucking dozens of donuts. Like boxes and boxes of donuts and water and like all this kind of shit like that, right? So like at one point you're like, yeah, that's super cool, you're like helping out and all the rest. Turns out, come to find out, he's a cop. He was undercover the whole goddamn time. He was all over the CHOP protest, man. Like all over, like, being a person who's like, oh, I'm gonna give you, here's some snacks, here's some water. And then every time, here's the thing what he would do, right? He'd like hang out during the day, be like, here's snacks, here's water, here's that kind of shit like that. And then at night, he would get in the front of the protest, like between the protesters and the cops. You've seen him. Look, if you watch Seattle's protest, you saw this guy, right? So he'd get out there, he'd have a megaphone, he'd be between the protesters and the police, and he'd be yelling like at the protesters. He wouldn't be yelling at the police. His back would be to the police, and he'd be yelling at the protesters, and he's yelling like, you know, this is a peaceful protest. This is a peaceful protest. Like he's yelling at, not at the cops that we're being peaceful, but he's yelling at the peaceful protesters that it's peaceful. And he would just be up there, yo, and just like be in charge, like, because people didn't know who he was, and you know, white people get weird with white guilt and shit like that. So, you know, a black person standing in front of them and telling them what to do, many times they will just go along with that shit and not like really be critical. And man, the cops are some seriously devious motherfuckers. Y'all have to be fucking mindful. They will do everything to win. Anyway, so we're about midway through Anarchist Park right now, and this is what's called Howell Street, which is the one we just saw. Remember, we were walking down the main street earlier, no, 12th Street, not the main, that's Broadway. But as we were walking down 12th, we saw a bunch of police cars blocking off one of the streets. That was the street right here that was being blocked off. That was Howell. Oh, no, okay. And yeah, thanks, you too. And so they were blocking off this street right up here. And so now this whole section is being cleaned out. I mean, it's pretty quiet and peaceful right now, as you can tell. There isn't anything really like happening here, this part of the city. So there's other streamers, there's other people who are out in other places, and you know, you might be able to see some action that isn't going on here, because here it's pretty chill. It's super chill. It's actually a really nice evening to just wander around. Look, did you see that big full moon? Oh my god. Also, like, yo, can I show you something? I wish I could show you this. Maybe I can. Let me try. Hold on. I don't think I've ever seen it before. It's like, what's a gig car? Have y'all ever heard of this? What is this? Is this like, this isn't an Uber? Is this like a, like the electric bikes thing? But you can just like, yeah, it's the car share, so you just rent it, right? Dude, that's cool. Look, it's got a ski rack and everything. Anyway, we're gonna go back across. I don't want to just wander the street. Even though we're, you know, just wandering the streets. Huh. Oh yeah, nice little generator. Like these folks got tents and shit set up. Yo fam. Oh shit. The branch fell in that car. I guess that's fine. Doesn't look like it hurt it too much. So I would imagine what happens is, you know, basically every couple of weeks, the Seattle Police Department will just move through here and displace people and do all sorts of, I don't know, escalating tactics, to be fair, which I've never understood. I don't get it why they do it like that. Like if you're gonna come to, like, let's say you come to a park like this, you come to Anarchist Park and you're the cops, right? And you're like, okay, this fucking park is closed, no one's allowed to camp here, you know, rah. And you say your cop shit or whatever. Then, like, how is it that, like, literally within a few hours, the exact, people are back out doing the exact thing? Dude, it makes you feel like, it's like crazy making behavior. Like they say, don't do the thing, and then over and over and over. It's just super fucking annoying and frustrating. Anyway, there's some stuff that was out here earlier. Take a look at this from the protest from a bit earlier. You can see some of the garbage cans You know, many times these are just pulled into the street as temporary impediments, especially when, like, you know, the bike cops are coming down. So here's some nice, you know, Antifa outreach station right here. So this is pretty cool. You know, just some more stuff from out here to the protest a little bit earlier. Just some things. Compound. There's a weird bit of a, I don't know, like an acrid smell, a bit of a chemical smell to it because, well, as you can see, there's like some plastic or shit like that. But mostly it's not. It's just this wood, right, that was burned in that, like that little bit of cardboard right there, like some of this shit like that. But most of the plastic isn't. It's just like cardboard and crap. And so it's all, you know, with like that smell of burned cardboard or whatever. It was super windy the past few days, right? So like it was very difficult for the police to use tear gas on us. So they had started using like just flashbangs and pepper balls. Tonight, not very windy. So I imagine once the protesters make it back over here, if they do, that yeah, they'll use gas to disperse us. But maybe not. We'll hang out here for a little while longer, I suppose, and if things don't shift around in a significant manner in some way, well, mosey. I guess I could take you someplace cool and show you something neat in my city, but dude, that's not this stream. This isn't the walk around and discover Seattle stream, despite the fact we're walking around and you're walking with me and discovering Seattle. I mean, this is not really the thing of what we're doing. But I'm not gonna lie, you know, I do need to do like the exercise for my legs and stuff, so like, you know, I'm not opposed to some more walking around. But like, ouch. I do not understand what people are yelling or why. So there's that. Yo, you're in Seattle, what's up, baby? Imagine for providing for people's basic human needs, right? It sounds pretty cool. I mean, I'm being into that. I don't know about y'all, I'm super into it. I have basic needs. I'm super into that. I have like basic rights and needs met. Alright, so basically, let me take a look at my chronograph here. 23:30. So, yeah, nice. Nice. We'll go up here and take a look at the Eastern Precinct real quick. Also, by the way, like one of these braces doesn't fit properly, and I gotta cinch it like super fucking tight on my leg, and so it gets like a wrinkle or some shit. And so this is like the dead end alley. So all the way back at the back, you can kind of see there's a light down at the end of this, right here on the right side. Anyway, there's a fence there, so the end's about 10 meters before you get to the end of it. Alright, so security cameras and audio recording in use. So we're on the sidewalk. As you can see, there's no one staging here, but we got folks coming out here. So let's take a look. You see how he hit that light to blind our camera as he came out? And interesting, there's no mirror on this side, so they can't actually look over here. They might expect someone to be standing here. Surprise, motherfucker! Anyway, so this is like where the bike staging come out. Like usually they kind of can congregate like right up there. But there's two entrances, so there's another one just like this. It's on the other side. This is where we're gonna head over right now after this, because when they're not out here, the cops will usually post up and come out on this other side. And I don't think they're here or they're out right now. The bike cops are definitely taken off. They're in another part of the city, I think. And even with the mask on, like, dude, I smell that super dank weed. I just like I don't know, maybe I could hit that just one little bump off of it would be cool. But then I can't possibly do that, because what kind of person who's aware of COVID would I be if I was just like to share somebody's shit in the street, right? Like, that would be ridiculous. So there's that. So the sidewalk is closed, of course, so that means you can't walk here in a reasonable manner. But let's take a look here at what we've got on the outside of the so this wall right here, right? So check this out. You can see there's a fence on the inside and another fence and this fence in the wall, all right? So this is the police station. There's 2 layers of fencing. And this is the Save a Life, Kill a Cop. Interesting. A cab, BLM. Right on. SPD equals KKK. Interesting equation. Holy shit. Y'all, we found it. I didn't know we were going to find it that easy. But we did. I don't want to walk too slow because I'm actually moving in the street here, fam. But there's not too many cars around either, so whatever, fuck it. Fuck it. Pigs burn me. Wait no. Fascist? What? What's that little symbol? What's that? Focus. Why won't you focus, camera? I don't know. But focus is not a thing it's doing for you right now. So there's that. Anyway, this is the other part of the cop shop where they come out. And as you can see, they're not hanging out here right now. Past couple of nights, they just kind of line up in the street right here. Staging themselves so they can come around and I don't know, it's all protesters, I suppose. By and large, though, that's like the nature of what's going on. I'm not even sure at this juncture. Can we switch this around? Okay, so I'm not even really sure at this juncture, what else to do. Except go over there and post up and wait for a minute. But I'll tell you what, we'll hang on to probably 12:30, maybe. I think it's 40 minutes, give or take. And if the group hasn't made it back over to Cal Anderson, they're probably not going to make it. I know that past couple of nights, things have kind of gotten spicier after midnight. So I would imagine that we'll be back kind of gathering over there around midnight. And there's a thing tomorrow at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. over in Occidental Park to protest ICE. So if you're interested in an ICE rally, an anti-ICE rally tomorrow, and you've got some time to walk in Seattle, go over to Occidental Park around 2 p.m. You were able to participate in a march, protest the ICE centers and the forcible surgeries that the surgeons have been doing. Yo, dog, I don't know what to tell you. This tree and I, it's been a long time coming, it has. But holy shit, my visor snapped down. I was gonna make some funny joke there, but then my visor ruined it all. Anyway, let's continue. By the way, just as an aside, this record store is super good. Like, this is an actual record store that they sell like albums and stuff in, and it's really good. Oh damn! As it turns out, one of my exes loved albums and like vinyls and shit like that, and she and I would come here and buy records and things. Oh, sad face. So, yo dog, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold up, hold up, hold the horses. The horses should hold. So October 3rd at Green Lake Park, if you are here in Seattle. That's gonna be pretty good. Flamenco for life. Unconventional flamenco instruction and performance. So Savannah Fuentes can help you out there if you need some flamenco, I suppose. Unconventional flamenco. The anarchist flamenco, I guess. You know, something like that. And so look, by the way, if you have a QR reader, you can use this right here and register to vote. If you're in Washington State and you haven't already, you can check your thing. It's real easy. Just go online and check to see if you're registered or not. And if you aren't, it takes like a fucking minute to do it. Alright, not a big deal. So, you see, the Seattle Theater Group, and this is just intermission, I hope so, okay? Like, I hope so, because we're still trying to reach $380,000 for our theater troupe to, you know, help the artists who are not able to perform any longer at the theater because the theater is closed. And, you know, friends, that's a fucking shitty thing for someone like me who is in said troupe and performs and has a theater that's closed. God damn, it's fucking hard, man. Yeah, most of the focus is on Portland, no doubt about that. You know, I think one of the things about so the Seattle-Portland protests are like interestingly similar, but very, very different because of the nature of where the protests are taking place. And to be fair, I'm happy to travel down there. It's not very far. It doesn't take very long to get to Portland from Seattle. It's a pretty easy drive. But you know, there are a bunch of people who are covering the events down there, and there aren't as many here. And I think one of the things I've noticed is because the cities are fairly close to each other, like all things being equal, you can easily drive from one to the other. I can attend one event in one and go to another event in the other city. And basically the only reason I don't is twofold. A, because we got injured, like with the knee and the broken leg and the fucking broken kneecap, the broken toe. Holy shit. Anyway, so it got hurt. And so there's a couple of months I needed to recover from that crap. I'm not fully recovered, like I'm still wearing braces and my broken toes are taped together and shit, but the other, like, more salient concern, I don't know why it strikes me as being something more significant for Portland than Seattle, but, you know, like, I mostly do this out here by myself. I have friends, you know, all around the city and stuff like that, and even some friends who are streamers and stuff that come out too, but mostly I'm by myself. And here in Seattle, even when things get pretty dicey, I don't feel, like it's not a, sometimes I feel a little bit unsafe, to be fair. I mean, I don't want to downplay it too much, but I don't really feel that bad, unsafe. And I don't know Portland, I don't live in Portland, so, it feels like it'd be a bit of a different experience, and I'd like someone to be with me when I'm there, someone who knows the city and get to show me around. That would be super helpful. As it turns out, I have met someone recently who seems like they'd be interested in going out there. And that would be fantastic, because I'd very much like to get down there and get some coverage and, see for myself what's taking place. But the streamers, then, it's not like I don't see it. We all know what's going on. We can all see the streamers are pretty good down there. I would just be going down there because the particular protest is different than the one that's going on here, I guess, really. Long and short of it is that. Yo, welcome to the Dark Side of the Rainbow. Appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, like normally I have an external mic, connected to the stream, but I forgot it. I forgot it at home today. I don't know why. I'm kind of rushing. Like, I wasn't planning on coming out this evening, like at all, because I've got a big fucking meeting and shit tomorrow, and I thought tonight would be a bit more spicy than it turned out to be, and I wasn't like, prepared for what could have come down, I think. But then, I was like, holy shit, everything started kicking off pretty early. Because everything is kicked off pretty early, we could do a couple of things. I think it's important to consider that we could take a trip down through the city earlier, about, I don't know, maybe a mile from us is where the protests kicked off today. They were down on Marion and Fifth.
Have a good night, man.
And so we could go down there and see what was going on. If you were watching today when I was, the protest started all the way down around City Hall. And I wouldn't mind going down to City Hall and see what's going on down there, but it's done now, of course. It's just all completely, or just be looking at the aftermath of stuff. And on some level, that's interesting to see, I guess, what happened. But my expectation is this. My expectation is the mainstream media will cover that. Right? They'll come out tonight, like I am, and they'll go get pictures of it and some shit, and they'll, have their news story. So that part will be seen, I think. Right? It's the part that isn't seen is how the police interact with everybody and what they do. And so that's mostly what I'm here to cover. And, with the... When that isn't a thing, when that's not going on, or when the police aren't out interacting with people, then whatever. Dude. Okay. I know it's look. I'm gonna take my mask off, I can smell stuff. Smelling stuff smells good. Yeah, no, the audio is a little borked, no doubt about that. Like I said, I normally have an external mic that gets connected to it, but I forgot that tonight at home, and that's normally connected to my lapel, so you hear me pretty good, especially over the din of flashbangs and stuff like that. But honestly, tonight was really mellow, all things being equal. It's so hot. I feel like I'm. Look, here's what I feel like. I feel like I was here when people were here, and then people kind of left here, and then I'm still here. So I'm like, oh man, they ditched me. The fuck? also, that hurts. Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, it is pretty quiet for tonight. It wasn't earlier. There was a fair amount of people here. I would say, not as many as there was earlier in the day. Like the protest here started around 4 p.m., give or take. And, so that's the thing. Oh, the private security is out. Y'all want to see this? Check this out. Can I get this flipped around before they leave? Hold on. Yeah, check it out. So you see this car right here? This is the private security force that people employ that are armed. Like, these guys are fucking armed. And you'll see them come up here and connect up with the cops and shit like that. And from what I've heard, the cops actually work with them too. Go figure. I don't know if that's in fact an entirely accurate statement. However, in my my explorations of the protest zone over the past few months, that security firm, Global Icon Security, they weren't out here at the beginning. They weren't here at all. They're a firm that's based in the north side of the city. And as it turns out, what happened was private businesses around the area contracted with them to come here. So now they patrol the streets. Like, I don't understand it. Like, they patrol the streets and like their vehicle. I don't get it. I don't understand who the fuck is paying them. I don't understand how they can be doing it. None of that stuff is clear to me. But nevertheless, they do, and there's tons of them. I say tons in a relative sense. I mean, there's dozens of vehicles every single night patrolling Capitol Hill in particular. And, privatizing police forces is an extraordinary step, and it would be extraordinarily bad for us. But nevertheless, that's kind of what it feels like. Yo, I'm hungry. Coffee, bread, pastries by donation, barter. Nice. Okay. So, wanted Sesame. Sesame, no. If y'all have seen Sesame, please help Sesame find their home. Right? You don't have this many intact windows. As it turns out, like, it's important to understand the narrative of what's going on, right? Because you will hear very much that, like, Seattle is under attack and burning or some shit like that, right? We're an anarchist jurisdiction now, and you'll hear the same thing about, like, Portland, right? Same deal. But we're standing right here at what was ground zero of the protest during Chaz, during Chop, all of that kind of stuff like that. And you will see there isn't a single building that's been, like, like destroyed or anything. Like, none of that kind of stuff happened. When the police pulled out of the Chaz Chop zone here back in like the beginning of June, they actually told people that there were threats of like these buildings being burned down and shit. They actually said Chief Best, one of the reasons she retired was because of that particular lie. They were caught out about it. They confessed it was a story they made up and all that kind of stuff like that. But over and over, the police did that to try and turn the people here in this neighborhood against the protesters. This is a residential neighborhood by and large. You can see there's apartment buildings all around us with storefronts on the bottom. It's one of those kind of, if you live in a city, this is a pretty standard thing. You see like multi-use buildings. So here's this one we're looking at right now, has like stores on the bottom front and then apartments and lofts and things like that above it. So that's pretty standard. And despite the fact that you've been told all of the things that are going on here, mostly what you'll discover is this kind of stuff, just like this, right? This kind of debris. You'll see it in Portland too. Like, the same situation. People will get like a dumpster like this, right here, this very dumpster. Now let me ask you a question, friends. All right, check out this dumpster. you see how burned this is? This dumpster has been used multiple times, all right? Multiple times for this very purpose. And it's left right here. It's left right here on this street every single time, all right? And the protesters would come over, flip it over on its wheels, drag it back out here into the street, toss it on its side, you know, whatever garbage is in it, they light on fire. Same with this, same with that, over and over again. The cops will come down, push everyone out of the way, right, down the streets, blah, blah, blah. Then someone will come over and put out the fire. Okay. And then someone will come get all that shit in the street, move it to the side, and then they just leave it here. They just leave it right there. Or they leave it, and then the very next night, the protesters are out doing the exact same thing, using the exact same stuff. Now, my question is sort of twofold. Like, how much sense does that make to you? Imagine you were in charge of a situation, you know, like this, and you said to yourself, hey, I don't want, presumably, let's say the police are like, well, gosh, we hate fires in the street. I mean, I guess that's what they're saying, right? So, okay, we hate fires in the street. Yeah, all right. So, hey, they have those dumpsters that they're putting all those fires in the street. Okay, so, all right, let's go put the fires out. So they come put the fires out, and then night after night for like months, they just leave the dumpsters right next to the street. Like, that part doesn't make any sense to me. Like, don't you think if you were in charge here, this is what I would do. If I was in charge, I would say, hey, is there anyone in the city I can call them? I'm sure there is, who would just simply come here and take those things away? Like, if I didn't want, for instance, you know, like a fire here, or a barricade, or a dumpster, or something, if I didn't want this, you know, like every night, wouldn't I, like, make it hard to have this here every night? And doesn't that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. And since they don't make it hard to have this here every night, I'm left with a few conclusions. Or suppositions, I should say. No conclusions as of yet, but two suppositions. Number one, my initial supposition is because they continue to leave these sorts of materials around loose and unsecure, my supposition is that this sort of confrontational behavior is something which the Seattle Police Department, at least, is wanting to have happen. Now, I'm not suggesting that they want to get hurt themselves, of course not, they just want to hurt us. But because they continue to leave all of these things out here, this has to be an intentional act. And the only foreseeable consequence of leaving all of this stuff out here every night is that the next time the protesters come here, they will use it in the way they've already done to protest with it. That is clearly what's going on. And it has happened for months. Okay, so that's an intentional thing that they leave this stuff behind and they don't clean it up so that it can be used over and over again. All right, fair enough. Why? What would be the point of that? Now, if you are a protester sort, right, there's a concept here which we call propaganda of the deed. Now, propaganda of the deed is a thing which has shifted over time, and it has gone from being something a bit more like direct action oriented to something a bit more sort of electoral focused and protester focused. But it's been a concept amongst anarchist circles for decades and decades and decades. So basically the idea here is that doing a deed, like doing the thing, like having the fire here on the street is in and of itself, even if it doesn't burn anything down, just the creating the fire, just the challenging the authority is the deed. And what it's designed to do isn't to speak to, the protesters, and it's not designed to appeal to, the police. It's not designed to intimidate them or anything. The point of the propaganda of the deed is to demonstrate to the people who are initially sympathetic to the cause of the protesters, but are not supporting it. Like, they might say something like, sure, Black Lives Matter, yeah, but I'm not going to go out in the streets, and I'm not going to, go protest anything, because, that's just not what I believe in. All right, so the protesters come out, and we, see this over and over and over again, and so they confront the police, and regularly what is being demonstrated there is a disproportionate response, a disproportionate use of force by the police. And the goal of demonstrating the disproportionate use of force by the police is to motivate people who are sympathetic to the protesters in the street but have not joined them to actually, as they say, out of your apartments, into the streets. And that's the goal, to get people into the streets. So that's the point of the propaganda of the deed. And sometimes the propaganda of the deed is to, give encouragement to comrades around the world, to, inspire people if the movement is going bad or something. All right, look, here's something a little bit different that we haven't seen. This garbage can melted. That must have been that acrid plastic smoke I was smelling before. It was pretty fucking unpleasant smelling, gotta be honest with you. But anyway, so that's the idea of the propaganda of the deed. And so that's the point of it. It's what it's designed to do. Is it working? I have no idea. I'm not in any kind of position to ascertain that. But what I can tell you is 120 some odd days later, not the same amount, it's hard to say that, but the protests are still continuing. So clearly, the propaganda of the deed is in some way continuing to motivate people to join in the protest. That's the case. Now, what will be the long-term outcome of that remains to be seen. Here in our city, Seattle, as you know, we had a thing to defund the police by 50%, and our mayor, so a couple of things happened. So our thing was, hey, defund the police by 50%. The city council said, hey, how about we defund the police by 10%? And we were like, hey, how about no? And they were like, hey, how about 10% or nothing? And then we said, well, I guess 10% is better than nothing. And, then the mayor said, well, I'm going to veto that. And so when it came up, the mayor did, in fact, veto it. She vetoed the shit out of it. And the city council said, oh, yeah, well, we're going to override that veto. And they did. So the city council overrode the mayor's veto. So they're still going to defund the police. But that defunding isn't going to be 50%. It's going to be a much, much smaller percent. And, this is part of, hey, thank you! The fucking security guy is like, hey, I like your, I don't know what he said. I think he said, I like your Omega hat. I don't know. But he liked it. He liked something. He liked my hat, my scarf, whatever the fuck he liked. Who knows? Fucking, those guys have guns, dude. As long as they're not shooting at me, I'm basically okay with whatever. I know, I feel like that's maybe the sort of jaded, cynical attitude to have about this kind of thing. I totally get it. And if you're a person who lives in another country, right, if you're not from the United States or you don't live here or know people who live here, it can be weird to understand how American police are different than European police. They don't engage in the same way at all. And because they don't engage in the same way at all, you don't see the same stuff. Here, I was watching a protest the other day over in France, and the cops, there was a bunch of firefighters with the protesters, and the cops roll up on the fucking line of protesters and the fire stuff. Yeah.
I would love to get a picture of you in the middle of the sidewalk.
Oh, hell yeah.
Looking at me.
Yeah.
Especially this red light.
Hey, we're doing the double thing. And so that's the thing. So the cops in Europe, they have they don't shoot you. And because they won't shoot you, that means you'll see the fire department fight the police. They will literally brawl with the police. And that's not a thing you're ever going to see in the United States. Even if the fire department wants to take our side, they will never brawl with the police or anything. That's just not what they do. And because of that, it's very difficult to extrapolate European protest techniques to the United States. Oh yeah. It's very
Back up to the right, back up to the right, back up.
it's very difficult to get that, going. Hey, let me get you this shot right here. So here we got the Seattle Police Department right behind us. What's up? Give you the peace sign. Yeah. What's up, yo? Nice mask. Alright, so that's good. But basically, that's why it's different. Like the way the protests play out here is very different because of the way the police are, and the way we can actually engage with them is very, very different. And at this point in my life, I would love to see like more rolling lights at the top. I'd love to see like more of our civil servants out here in the streets with us, demonstrating their solidarity with the issues. Because you know what? Fact is, and it's one of the things I used to yell at these damn cops all the time too. Well, right on. It's their First Amendment rights too, Like imagine you're a cop, right? And whatever, you're out here today and you're like giving us bullshit. Hey, Joe, what's up?
The red dot's gonna have to go faster in a second.
Right on. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, nice shooting you.
And so like, oh shit, I'm standing in the middle of the road. And so yeah, so like I'd love to see like the city servants, solidarity with us and all the rest of that kind of thing like that. But that just seems like a, a thing which is not going to occur because of the risks that people take here, the risks that they'll incur. I think in France too. I could be wrong about this, but I think like if you're a police officer, a firefighter in France, you have union protection, so you can't be fired for participating in civil action like that. That's not the case in the United States. Like in the United States, one of the reasons our medics here, like during these protests, really, really wanted people not to be filming them, is because if you check this out, if you were out here in the street, like doing street medicine for folks, right, and you do that thing, you can get fired from your job because of your aid or involvement with the protests. I don't know about any of that shit like that, dog. I feel like if you are a medic, if you're a medicine, if you're a medical personnel, and you've been trained and you have an whatever your degree is in or whatever your training is in, there's an ethical oath that you've taken to help people. And the fact that state licensing can be held against you, so you won't be able to get a job if you help people in the streets, is really, really, detrimental to building that sense of community cohesiveness that is often missing. And, dog, that's just the nature of it. So anyway, so these cars that just went by us, these civilian-looking cars and everything, those are police cars, I guess. There's police in them. So, are those police cars? I think so. There's just all these unmarked, normal-looking civilian vehicles just riding around the city. Okay, so right here we're standing. What is this? 12? No, 11th? Yeah. So this is 11th and what? Well, the sign is gone. There was a street sign here, but that's gone now. I think it was 11th and Pine. No. This is, yeah. 11th and Pine. Anyway. This has been the ground zero of all of the protests and everything. And so it's 11th and Pine. The streets all around Cal Anderson, right over here, as you've seen. So these security guards, right, this global icon security group, they just keep driving around this square in circles, and you'll see the police officers doing the same thing. I have in plain clothes, not plain clothes, but undercover cars, right? So I don't understand it. I guess I do understand it. I just don't understand it because because fuck, man. It's not supposed to be this way. It really isn't supposed to be this way. But it is this way, and there's not fuck all to be done about it, except protest in the streets, demand change, hold these people accountable. One of the things in my own life, look, dude, hold on, let me switch this around. Look, it's not the same truck. This isn't the same vehicle just going around and around. That is not what's occurring. This is a different vehicle. Yo, Digger, what's up? Holy shit, thanks for that sub, I appreciate it. Alright, so that's the Seattle cop car. But all of these people, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand this whole process. I don't understand what they intend to accomplish here. I just really don't. And I find, here's the thing. Right, I'm not trying to say I'm like the smartest motherfucker in the world. That's definitely not the case. But like, you know, I'm not the stupidest either. And so I can understand some stuff. Like, it's a thing that can happen. Like, my ability to comprehend things is not necessarily impeded. You feel me on this one? But by the same token, this is a really confusing and I don't understand situation. Like why are they doing what they do? Let me switch this around. Did you switch? Did you change camera? No, look, this fucking phone. I mean, not the phone, but like the gloves. Anyway, what's up, yo? I'm gonna walk up over here to the cop shop again, but hey, also, do you know what I learned? Dude, I don't know why I didn't fucking know this. I don't. Whatever. But it's September, and that doesn't mean what I thought it meant. That India Pale Ale. You know, here's the thing. Beer hits different when it's free. Undoubtedly. Nice. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, I mean, wait, thanks. Okay, look. Again. So, more Polizei. I love to call them East German Polizei because that's a good thing. Because of the East German police. And so here we are, another shot of myself with the Seattle Police Department. So here we see another Seattle Police Department vehicle moving through the intersection. Hey fam. Okay, there's a couple of things too I want to mention while I have an opportunity to, before it gets like out of hand here, if it does get out of hand here. Oh, because it's really quiet right now. It's just after midnight. I don't imagine anyone's gonna be back over into this part of town. You never know. I will tell you, look. I don't know if you can hear me. Shh. I don't know if you can hear me. Shh, 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 shh. I don't know if you can hear me. But listen, right now, I was walking like I was walking in the other place over there, and you know, was outside the protest, and there's no protesters, but I saw a whole person with a mask on that looked protesty. Anyway, I can't read this chat. This chat has gone halfsies with me. Why don't you come over here for a minute while I do this? And put you on this fucking thing for a second. I'll hold you here. Let me hold you. Will I slide this thing? No. Honestly. Goddamn, look. Cell phone enabled gloves are just not the fucking same thing as not having fucking gloves on. I don't care what they tell you, man. None of my gloves ever, like, how's the weather in the Pacific Northwest? Well, actually, it's pretty nice, to be fair. Tonight is cool, which is pretty common here. This is about 51, 52 degrees at the moment. So if you're my European friends, it's like 13 to 15 C, I think, for you. So it's about 13 to 15 C. Holy shit, wait a minute. It's an Elizabeth warning. Whatever. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so it's about 50 degrees here tonight. It's humid tonight, really. It's about 74% humidity, which is kind of a fair bit. It rained earlier today, but it's not raining now, and I don't anticipate it's going to rain the rest of the evening. It's pretty clear now. And the rest of the week, actually, well, the rest of the week, I guess the next 4 or 5 days are going to be like this. Basically clear skies and, 60 degrees in the daytime, 50 degrees at night, partly cloudy. That's basically our fall. And then our winter is the same. It's all not terribly different, except instead of being like 50 at night and 60 in the day, it becomes like 55 in the day and 45 at night. It doesn't really, this is almost as cold as it gets here, which is really bizarre to me. It doesn't get terribly cold. And because of that factor, like it's been an interesting thing, because you don't really get a lot of snow here. It will snow on occasion, like some, and if it does, if there's anything more than just a sprinkling, like, oh my gosh, everything just shuts down, but oh my Christ in heaven, you're so tired. Well, Alex, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me just say this about that, friends. My walk and my happy ass up and down these fucking streets in Seattle is, irrespective of anything else, going to produce buns of steel. And buns of steel are pretty fucking good. So look at this. So they closed the crosswalk, sort of. Well, you can't see it. They've closed the crosswalk here. And, we're across from the police station, which is here with those are called eco blocks, right? So I've talked about it a couple of times, but those concrete blocks interact with carbon monoxide, and then they will convert the carbon monoxide into oxygen. So, they're pretty cool. They were developed over in Hong Kong, and they're a combination of concrete and glass. With there's a chemical in the glass that causes it to react with the carbon dioxide. Anyway, it's really, really neat, and more things in the cities should be built out of this stuff, because it will actually help with some of the traffic pollution and things like that, at least around here. Now, that's not why they put that there, of course. This is their 2 layers of fencing. They're actually 3 layers of fencing. Right? One fence, and then they made a wall in front of that one fence, and they put a fence on top of the wall. Then they built another wall and put a fence on top of it. So there's 2 walls with fences on top of them, and 1 fence with no wall. Right there. Also, I knew it. When we were out here earlier, I told you, I could fucking smell it. I could feel the force of the booty. I could tell Esteban was here. I could tell. And then I saw it. I saw that booty from across the fucking thing. I saw him. And I was like, Esteban! That booty! Look, it's one of those things in life where you just kind of, I don't know. Dude, I can't believe I did it, to be honest with you. It's months later, I still can't believe I fucking did it. But, whatever, fuck the police, I guess. Welcome to the dark side, I appreciate it. Dark side of the rainbow is where we are right now. Here in Seattle, Washington, the Emerald City, USA. You see some more police officers over here behind us going by. So that's what's going on. So we're just kind of circling this block, which is basically where they come to. So, hey. Boom. Full body massage. 35 bucks. I definitely could use one. Like I was going to say, irrespective of anything else that happens out of this entire protest, walking around on all these streets and everything for me, hopefully there's no more body injuries. Dude, my knee hurts. It really hurts. So hopefully no more of that shit happens. But, so that was an unmarked car right there. Dude, half of these cars that are going by me, they are not civilians. These people are cops and security guards in these things. I mean, some of them look like straight up beaters, and there's just 2 guys rolling through in uniform with their, whatever. So, see, because I have to do physical therapy for my knee, right? Because they're like, well, Dahlia, we don't want to do surgery or anything. Yeah, I don't want to fucking do surgery either, so you know, I'm happy to try not to miss injured. And if we can do it, it'd be great. So they want a couple of months of physical therapy. So I'm like, well, walking up and down these hills, that's probably physical therapy, right? It's gotta help, so it's gotta be good in some way. But damn, man. I don't know. Alright, so check this out. We're at a place dear to my heart, actually, in Seattle. Chocolate mimosas. I don't know if you've ever had like a chocolate mimosa, but let me tell you something. They are fucking amazing. Okay? This is a place called Unicorn. Also, this stream is not sponsored by this bar. Nevertheless, this is the Unicorn, and this is one of my favorite clubs to come to in the city. Absolutely, undoubtedly. So if you've never been to Seattle before, I mean, it's obviously closed right now. A lot of clubs are, but not every club is. And tonight, a bunch of them were open. Theoretically, they still are. We could stop and get a drink. Holy shit, can we stop and get a drink? We could. There's a couple of clubs open, yeah. We could maybe go stop and get a drink. But that would be super awkward. Like, I don't think I want to do that, to be 100% fair. Well, I shall. Yeah, like, it's not a big deal out here. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Yeah, like, right now, it's super, like, chill. You can see there's nothing going on. I'm just wandering the streets at the moment. I hear a helicopter, but I'm not sure where that is, so, like, unless people head back over this way, you know, there's nothing happening over here. So there's that. Welcome aboard. And also, I'm missing my mic, so I know the sound quality is a little bit different tonight. We're using the normal mic on the phone, just the standard one, I guess. Like if I was making is this the mic that would be used if I was making a voice phone call? I guess it would be, right? Like what other mic would it be using? So I'm guessing that's what's happening. But you know, there's that. So I forgot that mic at home. I was actually a little distracted tonight getting ready to leave, and I forgot a few things. And so, you know, you do what you do as you can. I heard just a little yelling just around, I think, 1 or 2 blocks away. Now, it's not the sort of rhythmic chanting that one would associate perhaps with, you know, an organized protest. Sure, okay. But, and so it's probably just a couple of people who've had a couple of drinks. Hopefully, that's, you know, just a sign of where to be. Because I hear that helicopter. I just don't see it. So, it's probably, maybe not a helicopter then. Also, I wish I could tell the person who made my mask, thank you for making my mask for me, because I really like it. It works great. It molds right to the top of my nose and around this bridge part, like properly, so the air doesn't like squirt like right through it into my eyes, which is awful, like fucking awful. Alright, so what we're gonna do here, I'm just gonna take you down to the main street, Broadway. So we're just go down there. I don't expect to see anything in particular down here. This is the other place where, so there's like 3, I guess, around this area, like 3 main spaces, you know, that we kind of congregate at here, and one of those is over where we have been, over like Cal Anderson, right? The other one's also in Cal Anderson, but Cal Anderson is pretty big. So there's the part where like the baseball diamonds are, and then there's the part like where the Victory Garden is and the tents and stuff. So that's the other place people gather, but then the other place we gather is over here at Seattle Central College. So we're gonna kind of like walk over to the Seattle Central College area, and we're gonna see like if anything is going on, you know, on that side of things. It's probably not everything seems pretty super chill right now. The protests have basically gone about their ways. The police aren't around anywhere that I see, other than the cars that are just driving through the streets like they are. So other than that, you know, we'll head up here to the college and we'll see what we can see. And hopefully it'll be, you know, something going on. If not, then it's after midnight and we will be able to probably get ourselves set up for tomorrow. As you know, there's a rally for ICE tomorrow, or to protest ICE. 2 p.m., so that's 1400 for those of you who speak 24-hour time. Gotta get up now. Hey, jumping all right. Have a good day, work. Welcome to Dark Side of the Rainbow. I appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. Ooh, I hate fucking Republic parking. Basically, you know, the situation is this. Like, if they've regrouped, they'll regroup over here at the college, or they won't, and then that'll give us a good indication of where it's time to go. I think, given the time right now, it's 12:30, give or take. Probably time for us to find a way to secure our exit. But I will take the mask down for just a moment, because holy shit, it's much easier to breathe. And so yeah, I don't see anyone here. So normally, the place that we gather is basically right there, across the way, you know, in this quad, which is Seattle Central College. So I don't see anyone there. We'll head back down this street right here, which is what is this, Pine? I think this is Pine, right? Yeah. So this is Pine. So we'll head back down Pine. This is where the police station is. Head down that way. I don't see anyone down there. And then I think we'll make our way out of the space. Rainbow Tay-Tay, that's not me. But rainbows are good. Is this the Sugar Pill, like headquarters store? Because if it is, I'll come here. Their stuff is nice but expensive. Subtonical. Oh wait, substantial. People skateboarding in the park. Yeah, it is. It's the weekend, baby. It's the weekend night. This park is closed. It's been closed for months. Months and months and months now. Where the fuck? Oh shit, okay. I know what's up. It took me a minute to orient myself. We were walking around so much, I kind of forgot what was happening. Alright, I'm back on it. Alright, so yeah, it looks pretty normal here, like pretty sedate at this point in time. Everything looks pretty chill, y'all. I don't really have much else to say, I guess. We'll probably be done with the stream, I guess, since there's no, you know, encounters with the police or anything to be documenting and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And I do have shit to get ready for tomorrow. Dude, like sometimes, whatever. So, alright, let me say some words at your face holes. Just a second, if I may. So look, y'all, I appreciate your support tonight. I appreciate the follows and the subscription to September. So you could totally like sub for like use your Amazon Prime sub thingy, and like I think it's free or whatever. I mean, it's always free, but I think like it's different for this month and some shit. Anyways, if you want to do that, that would be super cool. But you know what would be the best kind of support that you could do for someone like me would be donating to bail funds, stuff like that. Because every night we're out here, people get arrested, and bail funds are tricky. The bails aren't, cheap. The thousands of dollars every single time they do it, and that's a big burden for people to bear. And so that's a cool thing you could do to help if you wanted. You could support me, sub, donate, all that kind of thing if you wanted. That would be super cool too. I know that there's lots of conversations that take place while I'm out in the streets, and I miss most of it. When I'm in the studio, I prefer to have conversations. I like talking. But when I'm out here, it's really difficult to do, so I try to not do it as much. Because it's hard. It's just not easy. And I want to hear what you have to say and not just miss it because I can't pay attention. So I think what I'm going to do now is try to make my way out of the zone, and I'll take you with. Make our way out. I'll take you with me for most of the way. Like, we'll get to a spot where I'm going to have to end the stream because, a little anonymity never hurt anyone. But I'll take you with me on some of my journey home. This seems like it would be pretty fun for you. Pretty fun for me. Otherwise, I have to walk by myself. I guess this is technically walking by myself, but I feel, less alone. So that's important. Anyway. It was an interesting night. Like, it really was, like, pretty fucking chill, to be fair. Like, here at least, right? Like, even, like, some of the protesters show up, right? They come marching down the street, and, the cops show up in the street, and they make the big line to go and confront them. And then, the protesters basically just go and stand on the sidewalk. And I think the cops weren't sure what to do about that. So they made their big bike line, like in the street. But they didn't go into the sidewalk with it. And they just yelled at people. And then the whole group just walked away. And then walked down to the other side of the intersection. And they just got on the corner there and started chanting. And then, we were up near the police line at that point. Essentially the protesters did that a few times. We followed them once, away. They just went up a couple of blocks around the park and came back. So by and large, that's what it does. That's what we do. Once the protests are here. Anyway, it's a super quiet night. It's really bizarre. I thought that tonight here, specifically this precinct, would be a bit more engaged, since it has been previously. Tomorrow's action is going to be big, though, so it's important to pace yourself. Oh my lord, I've got to pee. I've got to pee that beer. Look, I don't drink beer very often. I forgot about the whole, drink beer, gotta pee thing. Like, that's absolutely a thing that people talk to you about. They say stuff like that. They're like, hey, did you know if you drink beer, you gotta pee? Like, yeah, who knew? I guess that's true. So you stay here for a minute. Don't look at me. Don't look at me like that. Gotta get going. All right, yeah, Jonathan. So look, y'all, we're actually heading out for realsies. Now that you know, things are over for the night. So thanks for being here with me. Thanks for hanging out. We'll probably be seeing you tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know. I got a couple of meetings and shit tomorrow. Meetings and shit mean basically they start for me around 5 p.m. and so our protest tomorrow is at 2. Will it be done in 3 hours? No, I will not. So what does that mean? That means, hold on, there's people. So it means I probably can't go to the sort of afternoon march unless I skip my meetings. Arg. Which I assure you I wish I could do. I'd like to do something else, but I don't know. I don't think I can. So the consequence, that's what we'll be doing. Alright, and I see the gimbal's getting kind of gimbly, which means we're running a little bit low on that battery too. Yay, so it's about the right time. I guess like 3 hours and 30 minutes. I think the gimbal, is supposed to hold the charge longer, but doesn't. And the gimbal holds the charge for about 4 hours the most. It starts to do this weird thing where, it'll drop the phone. It'll drop the angle real quick. Hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. So it'll drop the angle real quick, and then but it's just indicating that the battery is low. And so if I could there's a better battery indicator, I think. But these gimbals are super uncommunicative, especially when someone gifts you one and you don't know any of its controls or anything. Alright. Yay! We're in the final path of where we want to be, I guess. And I don't want to tell you too much about where I don't know. You can read the signs, whatever. So I appreciate you being here, and appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you hanging out with us while we covered this, while we watched all the stuff that was going on. There was a lot of good streamers here tonight, covering a lot of stuff, and so you saw a bunch of different angles, had an opportunity to engage with a bunch of different communities and see stuff from a bunch of different perspectives. And I hope you got a chance to do so. I hope it wasn't just one of those deals where you're only going to see a few pieces here and there, because it can be, a stultifying narrative with only one or two cameras. Yo, Nikki, these are the sweet bumps, baby. Yeah, I don't know, friends. Like, what time? Hold on. It's only 12:30. Like, I'm on my way home here. Like, I actually have to go right by this club. I could totally stop. And do you think that would be more? Like, do you think I could take my camera in? Like, I bet I could, but I bet you they would be like the kind of people that I need to ask first to do that. And then, like, even if I stopped, dude, I don't drink. So if I had like one, like I already had one beer. So, but that was hours ago, but nevertheless. So like even one beer, but then what's the point? Dude, this is like if I was outside, like if it's an outdoor kind of deal, like a beer garden or something, sure. Maybe I go in and get a beer. But it's not that. It's just a bar. And so I feel like it's just like a COVID den. And so I'm not sure I'm into that. I like shit, but I don't like shit that much. I appreciate y'all for being here tonight. I know that Some of you from all over the world, some of you are my friends from here in Seattle, some of you are my friends from around the country. You know, and if we're not friends yet, maybe we can become friends. I hang out on my Discord a fair bit. I try to chat with people, I try to be friendly, you know, to the extent that I can. I try to be the person I am all the time, so that's that. By the way, last time I was out here, and they had all the big line of cops here, this is a couple of nights ago, right? I know they actually watch streams, so I was like yelling at them, yo, cops, fucking subscribe to my stream and donate to my bail fund. One of them gave me the thumbs up, so like hopefully they donate to the bail fund. That'd be super good. And then, you know, maybe they don't arrest me, which should also be super good. Both things are useful things to have happen, I think. But nevertheless, you know, it's important to be mindful, you know, for all of us streamer sorts out here, that, you know, the police are paying attention to that kind of stuff. I mean, they have their own streamers, cameras, and all the rest, so that's a fucking thing too. But like, I don't know if you've seen it. Like, we were watching the Louisville Police Department. They're on the fucking stream. And mind you, there's some low fucking 320 fucking P streamers over there, but still in all, the point is the cops had their own streamer out there. Which is weird. But they were tired, I suppose, of the narrative always showing them being shit. And they wanted to try and show themselves not being shit. But how can they do that? It's a literal impossible task because they're shit. How can you show anything other than that? So, there's that. Oh my god. Alright. Going to post up right over here and sign off for the night, I think. Humping this through the fucking city, man. Like, did I mention? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have these buns of steel. Like, my thighs are gonna be hard as rocks. I've never had a really nice ass. Alright, look, it's just a fact of life. I don't say. Never had a nice ass. It's nice enough. Alright, it's nice enough, but not nice. Walk the hills for the next 3.5 months. Yo, my buns are gonna be fucking firm as hell. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, let me put this shit on this car. And say goodbye to you. I'm gonna take this glove off to do it too, because this fucking camera. Alright, hey. Thanks for being here tonight, everybody. I sure do appreciate it. Thanks for your time, thanks for your support, thanks for your help, thanks for your engagement with me. Thanks for spending some time tonight. Really do appreciate it. Again, look, last moment, shameless shill kind of deal, right? So look, if you can support the stream, please do so. I've greatly appreciated it. Follows, you know, subs, donations, biddies, you name it. Those all the standard streamer bullshit, right? So standard streamer words, standard streamer bullshit talk from me. Imagine it's coming out of my mouth right now. Except I'm saying these words, but imagine there are other words that are basically the same but different. So, anyway, thanks for being here. Look, and thank you. You know who you are. I really appreciate your help. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate the sacrifice that you make to help my stream, to help the community. Because the fact of the matter is, when I'm not there, or not in the studio, and I can't do it just on my own, you know, you help my community, you help our community be better by ensuring that, you know, the conversations are pretty decent and not shitty and all the rest of that kind of stuff. Thank you, mods. I really do appreciate it. If any of you did get banned by mods, well, you shouldn't have, because my mods are super nice and cool, and they never ban anyone unless they deserve it. So there's that. Don't send me messages about it either, because I'm not gonna probably take your side on it. But sometimes I will. Like, I've actually overridden 2 bans before. So if you think you've been unfairly banned, then send me a message, and maybe I can unban you. Maybe. Outside of that, thank you all for being here. I hope that I get a chance to see you tomorrow and interact with you again soon. If not, I'll see you the next time I'm out here. If you want to hang out with me and just kind of know me on a different kind of level than here, you can look below. I think you'll see links to my social media stuff, and you'll see my Discord. You'll see my Twitter. You can go check that kind of stuff out too. And I mostly hang out in Discord and chat a bunch. Like, I really do. So if you want to hang out and you want to try and be friends and know me and stuff like that, I'm happy to try to get a chance to know you and be friends too, so we can go out and hang out in Discord together. All right. So all those words, how I have said, and now what do I do here? What is this? What is this? What the fuck? Go. All right. What?